What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of No Neutral. I am Brian F, and of course, I'm joined here by my co-host, my guy,
Big Hollywood. Right.
Logan,
Really, I fooled you.
Logan, yo, Capcom. This
You'd have
is
never
why
have known.
This is why I did not want to have him on this episode. Why would you disrespect me like that? I don't understand what's up. You got your shades on and all that. Listen, Big Hollywood wear Ray-Bans. Those are like, I don't know, man. Where you get those from, Logan? Explain yourself. Okay.
He's trying to do you justice here.
We starting off with the right energy then.
I was gonna say, he did it pretty good.
All right, I see you with the big man thing.
I didn't even go into the big boy draw.
Okay, you know,
Trust me.
You got something even nicer than that in there. Don't hurt
Of course.
us. Don't hurt us. Maybe a future episode or something like that. But as you guys can see, it's a special episode. We don't just have men like Brian F. We don't just have Big Hollywood Rob TV. We also have the one, the only, Europe's finest DJ Logan Sama, my dog. And I'll tell you what, man, this is about to be a lit show. I cannot wait. It's exciting. Big man thing.
Trust me, man. It's great to be back on the show. It's great to have the opportunity to talk about, the UK and Ireland CPT as well. Of course, unfortunately, we know how much COVID has affected everything. It obviously affected the broadcast, but the guys did a good job from the USA. But it was a shame that me and my guy Femi didn't get to call the action. I felt that.
Oh, we felt it too. That energy is definitely missed. But before we get into talking about what I think was one of the best CPT regions, bar none, we've been hyping up the UK region for a long time. Before we get into that, we got to first, of course, give a big shout out to Team No Motion for bringing No Neutral to the Japanese audience and all our Japanese viewers. We appreciate you tuning into the show before every CPT event. But of course, let's get back to the action here. CPT, UK and Ireland. I mean, this one had a storyline from the get-go. And before we even name the winner, I mean, you should all know by now, there should be no spoilers on this show. I just feel like there was so many subplots leading into this event, more so than like most CPTs. Because of course, coming out of the first event, we had the big upset with 4 fills qualifying, which, we all called him to be maybe a top 8 contender to cause some upsets. He's been super consistent in all the online events for the region, but to take the first place spot, I mean, second place is one thing, to be consistent is one thing, but it
was a huge surprise. I can't, no disrespect to the 4 fills because we know how good he is here, but he is, one of those guys that you look out for in bracket. You don't want to, come across the 4 fills, unless you've got a good matchup or you're familiar with the Falk matchup. And to be honest with you, most of the guys here are really familiar because the 4 fills, super active. He enters almost anything, and you'll see his name in those top 8s, in those top 4s. Very, very rarely, though, when you have the caliber of players involved, like Problem X, Hurricane, Infectious, and more, will you see the 4 fills at the top of that. And it was very, very impressive that he did manage to have that breakout event. But that's what everyone needs. They need that one breakout event, right?
We mentioned 4 fills. He took that first CPT event with that set of kind of a scramble, like a power vacuum almost, because he didn't enter the second qualifier of this bracket. But that means we have Problem X, Infectious, and the guy that we thought would be the upset because he's been so dominant in all the online events, Hurricane. All 3 of these guys are left competing for one spot in this bracket. So we knew going into this that it would be a bloodbath, but the way it shaped up, it was actually really surprising because right off the bat, before you even get into the top 16 to see the action live on the Capcom Fighters stream, we already had the first upset of the evening because Soundboy, super, super strong Cody player, put Problem X and losers in pools early. That's a big upset. That shook up the entire path of the bracket. So that happening definitely changed the course of the whole tournament and set up a bunch of other storylines. But Problem X, of course, he stayed solid for the whole event, working through. But that set up one more upset that I wanted to bring up. Give a big shout outs to my guy Broski. Broski went into top 16. He had to play. So of course he's playing Oro at this point. So I'm fanboying already. But he had to play Hurricane, who was many people's favorites to win both of these events, right? Yeah. He goes up against Hurricane. 2-1, extremely close set, showing off all kinds of aura tag, the V-trigger comebacks, all that, and the solid neutral that he also has as well. And then right after that, to try to make it into the top 8 loser side, he then has to play Problem X. When do you go into a tournament and have to play Hurricane winners, get knocked out, and play Problem X back-to-back? I mean, that just shows you how stacked this region is. So we haven't mentioned the winner yet, but I do want to bring up Problem X this whole time. You know, he gets to top 8 losers side. We mentioned going to losers and pools. He's slogging through losers bracket. He actually gets the run back versus Soundboy, who put him into losers originally in pools. 3-0 this time in the top 8 virtual stage where they're performing. So he's working his way back to grand finals. And of course, I feel like the silent killer, the silent assassin, the robotic movements of Infectious just kind of quietly carry him into the winner's side of grand finals. I mean, he was never really challenged, you know. Other than that, once it came grand finals time and Problem X went on the longest winning streak he probably had to do in a tournament in a long time, it seemed impossible.
I'm
sad,
man. I'm sad. I'm happy for Infectious, the champ, but I feel so sad that Problem got second 2 times, bro. I'm sure he would rather got 3rd or 4th in this one or something like that instead of getting second twice. But of course he handled it with class and he played amazing, man. Easily to me right now, I think he's the best player in Europe after we seen at Red Bull, after what we seen at Red Bull Kumite, and then I have Mr. Crimson under him. But you know, amazing performance from Problem.
It's clear they're of an equal class, and like they're 2 players that I always respect and look to learn from because they always clearly have tournament strategies, and that's what I really enjoy about watching both of them play. And Infectious goes into that matchup against Problem X's M Bison with Ken, which a lot of people would argue is traditionally not a great matchup for Ken. I don't know, maybe Logan, you can confirm that or not, but you can clearly see that even if it's not a great matchup, he knew how to rotate his options enough to play a tournament strategy because he had enough options to mix in to get.
So I just want to talk vaguely about how Infectious plays, because a lot of people talk about Infectious playing in a robotic, you know, neutral focused, very respective style, and I just want to let you know that that is big cap. Infectious plays with a game plan and will stick to it no matter what. If he believes that that is the correct way to play that matchup, he will stick to it no matter what. And that leads to things like, you know, the stuff with Zeku where he is loaded up with that 1 EX bar and a V trigger, and he thinks you're going to respect that. So he'll wake up with a medium punch, a medium kick, and just steal the turn back because he knows, oh, you got to respect this. With Ken, the strategy that he was using here in Bison, because look, you play a neutral game against Bison with Ken, Big Bird will tell you he's been running the Ken back again. I saw him play against Problem X in France 3-4 years ago. That matchup is garbage in neutral, absolutely terrible. Infectious was like the ground is lava for pretty much that entire set. I don't know how many rounds Problem even won. It might have only been 1 round in the whole set, but Infectious was jumping all over him. It's a horrible situation to put him in, and he was so good at doing it over and over and over and over again, and eventually Problem has to crack, and he did. He forced him to crack. The mental stack was overloaded, and there was just too much for him to deal with in that set.
Yo, look, I love what you worked in that strategy, and I just want to make sure that I add that there's like some factors when it comes to your strategy that are inside the game, and there are some outside of the game. For example, the way that he used the fact that he was on grand finals winner's side, I am 100% confident that sporadic, heavy movement base, jumping, even some of the EXDP options that he chose, like especially at the end to finish Problem X off, a lot of that is I'm playing with house money to some degree. I think that so many players do not take that into account, and they just play their normal base strategy, or sometimes they might get so close to winning that they're scared and they're so the victory gets so close and so real that they might even shut down a little bit and press even less buttons. So I feel like if we put it in a parallel universe and Infectious was the one coming in through loser side, I don't think we would have seen that same strategy. We might not even have seen Ken come out in that situation.
I was just going to say that.
Right.
I was just going to say that. We might not have even seen him go to Ken, but you're right, especially when he got to 2-0 up. When he got to 2-0 up,
oh, it's over.
The level of respect was just like
out the
subterranean.
Gone.
Yeah, like he was playing against a random.
So that said, you know, we will be seeing Infectious bringing his multitude of characters and strategies. So congratulations to him once again. But that said, that was last year. That CPT event, it's old and done at this point. We are in 2022.
Dude, I had to write
year.
that down on a form literally this morning, and it felt
really?
so weird.
That would have tripped me out too.
Writing 2022 it just felt weird. My brain.
It's gonna be a whole month of writing the wrong month because
My brain's still stuck in 2019. I think.
Of course, it's 2019 part 3 at this point. I mean, I'm not gonna make that the official year if you guys want to. I don't know about you, but that said, new year means, of course, we have to make some new resolutions, and we thought we'd discuss some interesting or so maybe some personal FGC resolutions. And I'll get it started. One FGC resolution I have for this year is to respect my opponents in ranked more. But I already failed to do that last night on stream, so that one's done and out the window because I disrespected them the whole time and I got salty, so apologies for that one. My other one is to not be scared to try new things, and that's kind of like a general thing with life. You have to be a little bit uncomfortable and try new things, and that's how you grow as a person. But in fighting games, if you're thinking, I'm too scared to try this new character, I have a bad matchup and there's a counter pick, but I don't know, I don't feel like trying them out to learn it, I don't want to switch to my secondary and bracket, you just got to do it. I think that's something that so many fighting game players struggle with, is committing to change, and they get stuck in their ways. And that's something I personally struggle with. I was very hesitant to try out new characters, and even when I learn them, I don't use them in bracket when I probably should have. So that's my resolution for sure, is to not be scared to take the plunge and try something new, mix it up, try a new character, try a character you don't even like, maybe learn something about them.
You just need to be trying some more characters that are a bit more like that G, because I saw you use that guy in bracket a few times. You need that power level. Using this Oro, I can understand why you're not using Oro in bracket. That G.
I might. Yeah, G. I think that G thing set sail. I don't know. It's been about a year since I've touched him. Oro kind of took all my attention, but you're not wrong. G's kind of fell off a little bit, but I don't know why. He's super strong. But what about you guys? Any resolutions for you or for the FGC as a whole?
I mean, I won't say for the FGC as a whole, but the first one I have is going to be specifically for you, Brian. All right, okay. Actually, and the trash can and all that, all of your followers. Stop complaining about Karen's crouch medium kick, bro. Wow. It's one button, and do you know how you block it? You literally just press down back. This is it. It's physically impossible for me to hit you a crouch medium kick if you just do this.
Next
Brian.
time I play Karen, let me just get a rubber band and just hold my stick down back for the entire game and walk away. Because there we go. Great advice,
and
Rob.
That's it.
Rob, I mean, that's some old school stuff now, because everyone is complaining about Karen's V-shift I've seen.
Oh, yeah, people are wilding out. Yo,
I saw that clip going around. Yes.
High fight. All right, yeah, that's one of my resolutions right there. All right, high fight. You up for putting up clips like that, and I appreciate you. I love you, brother. But at the same time, people on there really complaining. Oh, grapplers suck now. Laura is horrible. Do you know how many times I got mixed by V-trigger that set, regardless of that V-shift? You see me struggling, fighting for my effing life.
For your life.
How many characters even make you V-shift 3 times that quick for a Twitter clip, bro? Only a character like Laura. But I'm gonna add this one more thing. All right, now for my personal FGC resolution. After this complaint that I'm about to give right now, I'm gonna try not to do it for the rest of the year. I am so tired of the fact that people cannot be better than me at the game, but in the end of the day, they can beat me based off of character matchups, based off of the fact that they don't have to play pure, actual footsies in neutral like I do. They don't actually have to, play the same mind games or anything like that. Like, who's really, if somebody does V-trigger, EX clap on block into dash, and it's +4, and it doesn't take pretty much any V meter, you can do it 100 times over and over again. Or you can just back up, charge, clap, and then dash across the screen, push me to the corner for free. Is that nooch? No. Is there theory behind that? No. Did I know it was coming? Yes. Could I do anything about it? Let's be serious. So that is complete, what is the word? Bullocks. That's bloody
bollocks.
Bloody hell. Yes, I cannot stand it whatsoever. I'm knackered at this point, bro.
I was going to say, Rob, the point of a New Year's resolution is usually to self-reflect a little bit, and to grow from your past self.
Well, that's why this is my last. That's my last rant. Okay, Brian. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm trying to make sure I get it all out. Because in the end of the day, there's not too many people with 2 hands and 2 feet who can out-nooch Big Hollywood Raw TV, and that's facts. Look, check the tapes. Check the facts of the matter. All right. There's not too many people on this earth, but yet there's a few people who can still give me trouble just off of some BS because they're not playing no neutral, not playing no Street Fighter. But that's my resolution. I am done with that for the rest of this year, quite possibly.
Until the next episode of No Neutral.
I thought your New Year's resolution was actually wearing tops now. I thought that was your New Year's resolution.
I don't like the fact that all the viewers be body shaming me like that, all right? Listen, ever since Big Hollywood got in the gym and all that, I can't help it. I can't find no shirts that can fit me. The only shirts that can fit my muscle is something like this. This is a huge hoodie. I'm still swollen and bursting out of it.
You need to take some notes from people like Brian and guys like that, and just go to the mall and pick yourself up some extra medium shirts and just squeeze into them. And put on a show for the ladies like Brian's doing today.
Brian, your skin is all red right now. Circulation cut off. How your arm feeling?
I'm trying to hear. The blood pressure's getting to me. That pop up there, I was about to be on the floor after that. It was too much energy for me right now. You got to tone it down a little bit. I can't handle it right now.
Man. Hey, one last thing before you do yours, Logan, and this won't be long. My last one is that, in all seriousness, I'm going to do my best to not debate. Outside of the neutral stuff, I'm not going to debate anything regarding my own results and skill and stuff like that, okay? I'm going to try to just let that go, let people say what they're going to say, because it's a waste of time. Like, with we all know what happened with the whole CPT Midwest thing, and then after CPT Midwest, I went and smoked all of NLBC 3 straight times back to back to back, and it's all East Coast players. But I won, and then I lost to Punk and got second place. I lost to Adam, got second place. That's the only 2 people over there who beat me. However, you know what I'm saying? Who cares? Why do we even need to bring that sort of thing up? So after today, I will not be petty and argue anymore. You guys are all correct. All right, Logan, what you got for us?
I just want to interject with that, man. Like, we're suffering from there not being enough offline events come back yet, because at least, back in the day, you'd only have to handle that in person. You could just ignore the Twitter trolls that are completely irrelevant. If someone wants to talk about your ability in person, cool, the setups are over there. Let's run the set. Beautiful. Get your money up. Let's go. First to 5 for whatever. Let's go. I know you're on that as well. I know you're ready for that. So, hopefully we can get back in 2022 to more of these offline environments where people have to put up or shut up.
Yes, it will be a beautiful thing.
So for me, 2022, if I can be serious for a minute, I've actually deactivated my Twitter accounts.
What?
I've deactivated on Twitter both my DJ and my gaming accounts, so that I can try and focus a lot more on actually executing the stuff that I've got in my brain, and not to be sidetracked and sidelined, whether that be from the stuff that Rob just spoke about, debating with people and putting my energy, letting my energy off and wasting it when it could be channeled into more productive things. So that's I'm just trying it out, because me, Rob and Brian, I've known you guys for a long time. I'm sure you've seen me on social media long before we knew each other properly. I'm very, very active on social media, so I'm trying something different this year. It's the whole point of a resolution, is being open to change and trying something different. So deactivated my Logan Sama accounts on Twitter, and I'm trying to see whether I can focus and execute more in terms of my plans this year. So that's one of them. My second one is actually I wanna stream more. I don't stream hardly at all. I want to try and stream more and try and do more like direct learning myself, visibly, so people can see how I approach learning. We can all learn together and just go through that, because I've got a lot of knowledge in my brain, but Rob, as you know, and Brian, I think I've played you a couple of times, these hands do not work. So I need to I want to go on that journey and just stream a bit more and be a bit more proactive in terms of that, and hopefully the social media thing will help with giving me the time of focus. But the big question, I think, is not what's your New Year's resolution, what's your New Year's refresh rate? I think that's the important question.
I don't want to embarrass myself. I know Art might be watching this, so I'm still on a 270 hertz. I haven't stepped it up yet, so waiting for Art to come in here and school us on that.
I'm
you're
on.
right.
Mine is 144, bro.
Oh, basic. Listen, we got probably another season of this. We got to get prepared. I know.
I thought there was the law of diminishing returns after 144, bro.
I mean, you're technically correct, but you can't flex that number these days. Maybe 3 years ago you could have flexed 144, but I'm
in a stone age.
That's for sure. But that said, you let us know. Logan said we're getting off social media, but we'll be reading those YouTube comments. So let us know in the comments below if you have any FGC resolutions. Let us know what you're going to be trying out new this year. Like I said, don't be scared to try something new. And the resolutions are all about trying to reflect and grow as a person individually and as a community as a whole. So let's see what we can do together in 2022 FGC. But that said, this is the pre-show after all. We do have a big event coming up. And I feel like these last couple of CPT events, I like them so much because there's a whole year's worth, a whole season's worth of storylines building up behind them. And, this has been one of the most storied regions of the entire Street Fighter V life cycle. So, of course, we have Central America East 2 coming up next. This is the second event for the region where the favorite happened to win the first one. I can argue he's the favorite, right? Mena RD won the first event for Central America East, but there's a bunch of killers still in the bracket because this is one of the strongest regions we've seen come out in a long time. And it's even stronger these days, you could argue, because not only do we have people like, Crossover or Cabba competing to qualify, we have the newly minted CEO champion, Mono, in the bracket, who just came off an extremely big win at CEO, offline Street Fighter V, open bracket, no complaints here, taking out Punk in grand finals, and he's here trying to compete for his spot to qualify. So there's a lot of players vying for this spot right now, and a lot of momentum behind some of these players going into this bracket.
Yeah, man. Look, as far as my boy Mono, before we can get to Mono, I want to say I'm not seeing Mena RD participating in this bracket. In the words of my man Jay Black, soft. Sloppy, disgusting, the unmitigated gall. I do not understand the mindset of these huge-hearted, kumbaya, my lord type of players that choose not to enter the bracket so that their buddies can win. Brian, you know how I get down. You know what I'm saying? You would have did the same thing to me. You would have did the same thing.
I would have done the same thing. But I feel like there's another level to it here. Let's be honest, Rob. Midwest CPT, who is going to be fighting for that spot? Say, you're guaranteed first. Who's going to be fighting for that second place spot? It's going to be another person from the Midwest.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to Central America East 2. It's not just Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
It's Puerto Rico. It's other countries as well. There's another layer to this. I don't think it's not just, I want one of my DR homies to qualify. It's, I want DR to qualify over PR. I think there's another level to it here.
You're right,
it's a bit
man.
Deeper than that.
It's great. It's great that this event has now stepped up to being DR and PR. And if Mena gets drawn against Cabba again, like he seems to have been multiple times, you send a guy to losers bracket, and PR's not just Mono. You've got guys like Olivo, Strange Hale, AJ Martinez. They're players that you don't want to play in a first to two in losers bracket on your way to top 8. They're very dangerous. So it's really exciting, and I understand. Mena has always put DR first. He's done so much for that community. Enormous heart, that guy. He's done so much for that community, and I understand that choice. He's not a mercenary that will do anything for cash like some people on this call.
I'm dead. Yo, I'm glad that you brought up my man AJ Martinez, by the way. He's actually a Karen player, dead nice. And then, of course, like you brought up, Brian, my man Mono was on something else. We have to make sure we mention, too, not only did he win CEO, in the Central America 1, he actually got second place to Mena. And going into that, eyes were on that matchup already because he had just beat Mena like 3-0 in some tournament. I don't remember exactly what it was.
Evo Online.
Oh, so yeah, I knew it was something important. Okay, yeah, it was Evo Online. He had smoked Mena 3-0 in that bracket. So that's what we were like, okay, what's going to happen here? And he still put up a good fight there in the last CPT. 3-2 in winners finals. He lost to Mena. Then he lost 3-1 in grand finals, I believe. But there's a certain level of confidence you get after you win one of these big events. Like, you start to feel a lot more invincible, a whole lot more comfortable. You notice you've been there before. So I think Mono is going to be very tough to stop. And outside of what it does for you yourself, your opponents put another level of respect on you, depending on who it is. A lot of guys are going to be terrified when they see him in their path. So I don't think that he's going to be able to be stopped in this bracket. He got to be the favorite to win it all. But we can't act like my man Cabba is not who he is, bro. The one and only. We see all the yelling and excitement at Street Fighter League when it comes to him hyping up all of his teammates. And when he plays, he doesn't make that much noise. That's because he's making just as much noise. He's spending just as much energy in game, kicking your ass with that guile. Last thing I will say about Cabba, you know him and Mena are going to be practicing like there is no tomorrow for this bracket. So he is going to be prepared, isn't even a word, Brian.
I actually was fortunate enough to train with Mena a little bit for CPT Midwest. He helped me out with the Birdie matchup, and I got to see a little bit of the thought process and how that training style goes down. And it's really interesting to see, like, the way Mena is able to, you know, he's a very young player. He's much younger than myself, but the way he's able to communicate and present ideas and break things down, it's from someone I feel like it's like wise beyond his years. And so I got to see that firsthand with just working on the Birdie matchup. But Mena plays the entire cast, so I wouldn't be surprised if he has a strong Fong at this point just to help Cabba out.
I was just going to say, as much training as these guys are going to do together, how do you train the Fang matchup to a level at which you're ready for someone like Mono? Because I think there's maybe like 3 players that can do in the world what Mono can do with that character.
But I will say, the DR community is extremely resourceful, and they know how to reach out and network to find, like, behind the scenes. They train online a lot, just, you know, in the battle lounges. I'm going to be interested to see, because I was surprised that you said that Mono was the favorite, because I wasn't too sure about that. Like, Mono's hot right now, but you're putting him over Cabba?
I think winning CEO, the level of confidence that this guy has, I mean, he just, come on, man. Mono's whole damn family was there. Half of Puerto Rico was there. The energy was out of this world. Twitter went crazy. I feel like he's just over the moon right now. Like, I feel like if he were to lose the tournament, he wouldn't be super, super crushed because of what he did at CEO. So I kind of think that there's like a level of comfort and freedom in your play that comes along with it. The
optics are in his favor.
You're right.
His brand won't take a hit. Like, Cabba needs the win for his brand, if that's what you're going for. Mono will survive. I mean, they're fighting. It's do or die right now for these two.
They're the top 2. They're the top 2 favorites easily. I won't be shocked if Cabba wins at all. Ladies and gentlemen, we've seen how many tournaments now all throughout 2021, and finally we're in 2022. We only have a few tournaments left, so every single match, every single hit is going to be precious. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Central America East Top 16.
Lock and loaded, it's time for war.
Can't start a show without a star.
This is the path of my destiny. Come on, let's turn up the heat. About time to finish this. See what I'm really made of.
I'll show you.
How do you like this?
It's time for war.
That is the truth of what you must seek.
Let's go! After it!
Fear my strength! Have a taste of this! Don't take this personal! I'll show no mercy! This is for my fellow hunters!
All riders have to strike out on their own.
Let's do this!
right to run off to Mom now.
These matches are going to be even more ridiculous.
If you know anything about Street Fighter, you do not doubt the GOAT.
My man is always hitting go. You thought I was playing? Oh, you're hella dead.
The main event.
Help me out, Nadeshko.
Look how much it means to him! Wow! It's not over! It's not over! Are you serious? My man is reading right now! My man is reading!
Good day, everybody, and welcome to the Capcom Pro Tour Central America East #2. We head to the Caribbean, one of the strongest regions in the world for Street Fighter V. My name's Ultra David.
I'm Jake Ryan, and today, one of the strongest regions that we've actually seen in recent tournament results at CEO with Representative Mono PR. And, Puerto Rico is a region that is a powerhouse and has consistently been a powerhouse, bringing forward players like Cabba and Mono. So seeing them have their time to shine right now in this qualifier is going to be such a fantastic tournament that you're about to watch. And David, give me a couple of the names that you're also excited to see, because we have those two heavy hitters, but this entire bracket is full of killers.
You're totally right, yeah. The Dominican, Puerto Rico, that's not all that we have, though. We have a lot of really strong players here. We'll get to the bracket very shortly, but I think that, you're right to talk about a couple in particular. Mono,
Yes.
as you implied, recently won CEO. That wasn't very long ago. We also have had players here who have won big majors in the past, who have qualified for Capcom Cup in the past. We're thinking about players like Cabba, players who have been close to that as well.
Exactly.
Like Louis-Man. Again, we'll get to the whole bracket shortly. But as far as, what to expect in this, a ton of different characters, I think, is something that we're going to be looking for. We're going to be seeing, as you can see, mostly Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic.
And then we have the one Saint Martin player,
We
actually,
do.
in, I believe it was Nestle Quick.
Yeah, down on the loser
Yeah,
side. But
on the loser side.
here we go. So starting out with Red Rooster Mono versus TMM Louis-Man 20. That is a marquee matchup that absolutely could be grand finals right there. Those two players are so strong. Mono, again, having recently won CEO. V Positivo versus Crossover, two very strong Dominican players. We're expecting any of a few different characters, honestly, out of Crossover. For V Positivo, maybe Luke. Then for Bandits Cabba versus Tigers Jimmy DR, we have, again, in Cabba, one of the best players in the world. We have Jimmy, who's very close to that. These are two guys who got 7th place last time at the CPT Central America East #1. And then you look down at the bottom of winner side, Isaac versus Tigers Brian D. So PR versus DR in that one. And that, too, could be anything like maybe it's Akira or Chun-Li for Isaac. And for Brian D, maybe it's Guile, maybe it's Luke.
Yeah, we have a lot of Luke representation in the bracket here. Yeah. Like you said earlier, V Positivo and Crossover could potentially be a Luke mirror, and that's always exciting to see. You've had Daigo in recent streams saying, I wish I was playing against my own Luke. So hopefully the level of Luke has gone up, and we're going to see the next level, too, when we look at the... I believe we got to get the losers bracket, too, because we want to break down exactly what we can see here. And we have Ajax Fidelity versus AJ Martinez. That's a Red Rooster team kill right there. And, Red Rooster and Tigers showing up great representation in this top 16. And Ajax is obviously going to be playing the Ed, AJ Martinez playing the Karin. So that's going to be a really exciting match. It's going to be up to the flicker and the reversals, see who tests whose patience. Then you have Coma versus Lilo, TBK, TMM, and that's going to be Chun-Li again, and then potentially a Boxer, Cody, Zeku, lots of characters in the pot for that match. So, that's a do-or-die match, and you're going to maybe use that character spread to get the advantage. Then LO202, Phoenix, Exard. That is going to be Akuma right there. So we still have the Akuma representation. We've seen that, China has stepped away from Akuma, and now they play Urian. I know that you talked about it in your recent podcast, the Joe Young-Ho run through. I had the pleasure of commentating 19 Urian matches in a row. So we get to see more Akuma instead versus Bushan Master. So Zeku and Cammy. Zeku's still a very strong character. We've seen players I think, no, not Fujimura. I'm forgetting the name right now, but still Zeku just so strong in the scene. And then in the last match, Nestle Quick, the St. Martin player right there. Look at the different flag, separate from all, and, showing up big, first big tournament performance, I believe was in 2013, as you mentioned, versus Strange Hail 8, and that's going to be Cammy versus Ryu. So we have the World Warrior as well, and that character spread is just, I think, 15 different characters for the 16 players that we have. And that's the best kind of top 16 that you would want. You have all the character spread, all the diversity, and that shows a game with great balance right now. So, you know, the best in Caribbean is going to show us what they have shortly. And, you know, my favorite to win the tournament is got to be Mono.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that that's reasonable to say. We should note as well that this is the second one of these. The first one of them was won by Mena RD, who, of course, won Capcom Cup back in 2017. Again, an insight into the strength of this region. Let's talk a little bit about what's on the line here. So we do have a cash prize, of course, for the players. It is a $5,000 prize pool for top 4, provided, as you can see, partially funded by PlayStation Tournaments. That's on the line here. We should also say that what's on the line is a spot in what will be now the online season final.
Yes.
So if folks have not heard, Capcom Cup is no longer going to be happening this year. We all know that the situation of the world is as it is. Very reasonable decision. I think we all agree to make that. So instead, online season final. So, you know, who represents the community for that, right? Who gets that that spot, gets the highlight of that moment. That's what's going to be on the line for this as well.
Yeah, so it's going to be exciting. There is still a lot on the line, the prize pool and the representation for the online event. So even though sad to say we're not having the offline event this year, there is still more Capcom fighters. There is still more Street Fighters. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that. And, you know, there's more details to come. And, you know, more details of our matches to come, too, because the first match that we have in the bracket, it's going to be Mono versus Louis Man. And you said this is a tale as old as time. They play all the time against each other. And Fong is a very strong character, especially if you don't have the matchup knowledge. He's got a lot of weird interactions and, you know, tricky situations that he can create. But with Mono and Louis Man playing so consistently, we're going to see a very like high-level, high-movement match where it's going to come down to these intricate decisions of how do you check your opponent's player knowledge? How do you check their habits? And then utilize them against them, because that's what I like to see, especially if you see two people who play all the time together. You see these situations that you wouldn't see in the normal, like, Fong versus Dalsum matchup.
Yeah, I think we're going to be seeing that, I think, throughout the bracket, but this is definitely an example of that. However, in looking back at their match history, thanks to FGCombo.com, Mono takes most of the sets that they have played.
Yes.
He's got a 79% win ratio. However, again, the last time that they played in a significant tournament was actually First Attack 2021. Winner of that, Louis Man.
Ooh,
Louis Man.
That's and you know that's Mono's tournament.
That's his tournament.
That's Mono's tournament.
That's his. He runs that thing.
And you got 2-0'd in your own tournament, so Mono might have a little bit more to prove here. You know, we're gonna get to see exactly how the players feel about this match and see what they have to say going into this first winners match. So let's get those player statements up on the board. As you can see here, I have to face the CEO champ, so I expect to have an amazing match as we always do. Good stuff from TMM Louis Man 20. Very much respect for his opponent, and you know, celebrating the recent win, because that's a huge win for the Caribbean and, you know, Puerto Rico. So let's see what Mono has to say.
Mono, Red Rooster Mono. I've lost count of the many times me and Louis Man have faced off in tournament. We always go back and forth, so it will definitely be a good match. We both hate playing the matchup too, so let's see who wins the obstacle course this time. Yeah, as you talked about with this matchup, it's a funky one. They both have things that they can put on screen and limit movement, but they both have very interesting and strong, obviously unique movement. They both do as well. So it's a very sort of interesting navigation around the field. That's what we're going to be seeing here. As a reminder as well, this is the top 16, which means that it's first to 2 to get into the top 8. Here in winner's side, whoever wins right now will be in top 8 for tomorrow. They get a break for the rest of the day. We'll see. In addition, I just wanted to note that, you know, Mono did post up before the tournament started today. This is not like after the fact, before the tournament, that he's not feeling very well.
Yeah.
He's not feeling very well today.
It's hard to run an obstacle. It's hard to run an obstacle course when you're under the weather.
That is tough. I think that's true. He's already taken out, by the way, Ajax Fidelity, and Louis Man has already taken out AJ Martinez, so they've already run through tough opponents. Here we go. Beginning of top 16 for Central America, East number 2.
And there's the unique movement options we were talking about right at the beginning, and Mono not afraid to fly right in, fly, peacock, fly, but now playing in that danger zone in the neutral. And this is where Dalsum wants to be, you know, establishing that range, making it so Fong has to take a risk in that neutral. And it's now a slow real estate battle of Mono getting pushed into the corner.
Yeah, slowly single leg pogo jumping over that SF Duel logo down at the bottom there on the stage, top choice stage.
Yeah, I love the way this stage looks, and trying to reestablish that spacing and understanding now with the setup. What a dash under, but gets caught.
He knew.
The trigger.
It's still coming anyway.
Ooh, big crush.
He's gonna be bouncing big time. Yes. Yo, let's go. Wow, that was sick.
Yeah, that was a good stall on the air momentum using the EX, and now Mono, the one who gets the activation. This is where it can all turn on a dime. Goes full screen.
Oh, here we go. That's right out of the eye, and he actually missed with Crouching Fear still, though. Corner.
Yeah, ooh, big EX, and this is going to be a one-touch situation. Yes, the overhead comes down. That was a counter hit as well, so Louis Man trying to contest and challenge out of the corner, which is respectable. It's a one-touch situation, both sides, but Mono coming out on top, and that V-trigger activation was the tail of the tape there.
He really likes trigger 1. Yeah, it gives that fireball to him. Get plus frames, which you're a little bit further away. Very useful for the characters, you can see.
Yeah.
Stuck now, though.
Ooh, and that is the unique movement to escape the fireball. Anybody else had to take that normal jump arc, but Mono with the Fong gets out, and this is huge. Stun is a factor here. One more situation, trading with the long normals.
EX, just to make sure that you put that right there. Here's Mono in the corner yet again.
Oh! Fireball connects. Poison is ticking. Any hit. You can't make any mistakes here as Louis Man.
He really wants to get the second activation. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, what a call. Perfect timing. He gets a little bit, and then all of a sudden, jumping forward from Mono, actually. He's ready for it.
Yeah.
Game number 1 for him.
And Mono has been changing his approach patterns there, too. Like, with moving around the fireballs is what I've seen. It's been 3 different situations where Louis Man wasn't ready for either the fly or just the jump forward, and that's where he's been scoring a lot of these big hits because everything looked great for Louis Man in the beginning part of those rounds, but as soon as V-Trigger was activated for Mono, character was online, and Louis Man got dismantled.
Yeah, I mean, you can see at the beginning of it that the way that Louis Man's playing, right, very mobile, that's what he wanted.
Yeah.
Towards the end of that, though, he just didn't really get the chance. You notice that Mono was cutting off more approaches. He was being more aggressive himself. He was jumping in. When that's happening, you don't get to move around as freely.
Exactly.
So he may have identified that and specifically attacked that. Now we have Louis Man, I believe, going back to the lobby. I wouldn't expect a change.
Maybe just taking a second.
Yeah, I think that's probably what I would expect here. Maybe it's V-Trigger 1 rather than V-Trigger 2. Something like that, so he can maybe try to focus more on the sort of mid-range play rather than what you can do with obviously V-Trigger 2 setups. A lot of really fun, tricky stuff, but V-Trigger 1 oftentimes a little bit more dependable in some of these situations.
Yeah, and like you said, for the movement-based play, it was kind of falling into the trap that Mono was setting because we saw Louis Man trying to create that pace, but Mono just sped it up like ×2. He's like, I'm going to watch the recording, I'm going to go faster. And as soon as that pace got stepped up, it looked like Louis Man was a little lost. Wasn't able to control his movement as much, wasn't able to push Mono into the positions that he wanted in that mid-range staying in the corner, and then fell apart for that first game. But again, they both hate this matchup, so I feel like it's a very swingy matchup for them, and that's why it is, because whenever somebody says that, it's I get blown up or you get blown up, and neither of us are happy about it.
It's just so weird. They're both weird characters, and they have to play against another weird character. It makes it extra weird. I hear you. Anyway, no switch, it turns out, for Louis Man.
Yeah, just taking an extra second to, compose themselves and collect, and this is looking great. The Gale's in the corner, very good V reversal out, and now it's my turn to shine. It's our corner.
Just maintaining control here. Yeah. It wasn't even a tricky mix-up. It was just him doing very consistent stuff. Here comes setup.
Oh, yep, good catch, and to the juggle. And now you have to hold that. Great pick. Stuck in the corner once again. Plus frames into the Gale, and I'm still so plus. This is what's so good about Dawson. Not a zoner, definitely a rushdown character right now, though. Magic Pixel.
Mono's still alive, just barely. Louis Man trying to trade there with that cloud.
Yeah, any trade is a victory here for Louis Man. And, oh, yep, there it is. Trying to set the trap. And, Mono has to go for those situations because it makes it so Louis Man has to be more cognizant about his button presses. Mono, he was fighting for his life right there. Not able to get that first round, but, Louis Man fighting back. And, oh, wow.
You can see the ranges that Mono wants. He wants to be outside of Sim limbs, set it up, and then head right in. So Louis Man is walking forward a little bit. He's drilling forward. He's sliding forward a little bit. He wants to be within his own big range. And he's there now. His own offense is great for him, no doubt.
Yeah, it's really setting up the hazards, and Mono trying to keep that space, jumping out, and now we're back to mid-screen, and there we go. Mono going for the backdash, keeping that exact spacing to stay out. Ooh, big fireball connection, and another V reversal.
These V-reps have been so targeted from Mono.
Yep.
It's really gotten great utility. Underneath Stan Roundhouse? Okay.
That was actually
What a
insane.
limbo!
And that stun is going to lead to the round right there. Has enough meter, and he builds almost to the full stick of butter right there. So Mono, 1 round away from set point against Louis Man. And like we said, Mono wins here. He's done for the day. You know, he can feel a little bit better, you know, recover. So that's where he's trying to go right now. The poison is set, but great challenge from Louis Man.
What a catch. He's gonna go. Yep, what a tricky little mix-up. No, he wanted the big damage combo. It didn't quite work out.
Yeah, sometimes the combo that is the best is the combo that works, but you got to make it happen, especially when you want to establish that lead. So I like it from Louis Man anyways. Good throw forward.
Oh, stealing a bit of a turn, and Mono knew it.
Ooh, big whip throw. No, again. And he goes and jabs, has the plus frames after the whip throw, so it's not too terrible. And that gray life means everything but activation station.
The setup comes. No, it's still there. Back. Fierce.
That was interesting.
Okay. Well, whatever happened there, it worked out for him. The anvil came out to play, and he hammered Mono on it to take that game.
Yeah, definitely refined. And it looked like a situation where Mono just didn't have the perfect spacing right there because both the knees whiffed, so the back roundhouse. I mean, he could have picked a couple different buttons, but maybe
I would love
I
to
don't
know.
know. I don't know. Maybe I don't think he was expecting a jump, but hey, if it works, it works, right?
It did work.
Gets
It did work.
Gets a little sloppy here and there.
Yeah, look, I mean, as Mono said, these are back and forth matches between these two. So not surprised to see it go to the final game. It's plus frames here.
Ooh.
Yo, okay.
Big crush into the stun threat right now. Oh, nice. The fly stops the anti-air, but still gets the pick out right there.
Yeah, I think Mono's okay with just getting out. He would love to have gotten underneath. It's not going to happen. Here is the risk of stun.
And I love that. A couple standing shorts trying to get that last hit, but now stun no longer a factor. Going to continue to push forward. And Mono, you know, still feels a little bit comfortable here. Has the V-trigger. Means 2 interactions could lead to death on the side of this Dhalsim. And here it begins.
Got him at the legs. Oh my
Back
god,
throw.
what a mix. Here comes Mono.
Oh. The instant overhead into the activation. Looking scary right here. Nice dive under the activation. That was so smart, but the slide, there's just too much to think about right there. Fireball was about to bounce back into you anyways. And now Louis Man on match point.
What a recovery from him. Scouting out the coward crouch, looking for the anti-air as well. It's his turn.
Oh, wow.
Yo, he knew it! That was so sick!
Yeah,
What-
and that's definitely the character, the player knowledge coming in right there, understanding the exact punish to the, you know, the windows that you typically want to view reversal.
Oh,
and
he's
that's high
so
level.
well.
Ooh.
Look at this. He's calling out everything right. Mono's in trouble.
Yeah, Mono definitely getting read like a book right now. It feels like Louis Man got the download. No hesitation for any of his decisions, and that lack of hesitation is what's going to send him into the top 8 tomorrow. Louis Man with a convincing first set. That was really good. You know, first game lost to Mono, but it was back and forth. He had the control in the beginning of the match, and, you know, Mono was able to close it out, but then Louis Man it just felt like every decision was connecting. All the synapses in his brain were firing, and just had the read on one of his training partners.
No doubt about it. He played that great, and I think as that went on, you saw a little bit more confidence out of him. Okay, sometimes things happen and you get a little bit lucky, and it turns out that Anvil is the call that wins you the game.
Definitely.
But other than that, especially in that very last round, he was attacking at the ranges that he needed to be very consistently. He was ready for Mono's movement. Mono tried to get out of situations. V-Rev, which he had been using so well, got called out specifically to the other side.
That was so sick.
I love that. That was so cool. And then ready for the anti-air at the end still, right? So not only was he moving forward into the ranges he needed to be, but he was still keeping an eye on Mono's movement. I loved how he played. So as you said, that is Louis Man taking it and moving into the top 8 tomorrow.
Yeah, very good performance from Louis Man. And like we said, we're not going to be seeing him for the rest of the day. So Louis Man gets a nice break. Mono will have another chance to redeem himself in the losers bracket. And that is the first half of the top 8 that we have right there. And we're going to be figuring out exactly who moves in on the other side for MWV Positivo and Crossover. So this is a potential Luke mirror. Crossover also plays Seth and Akuma. So, you know, high tier across the board. Luke is... I love that character. That character is incredibly strong. Yes. Like, new tech is coming out every single day. If you've seen NLBC runs of Automatic, like seeing the combos that he has is really interesting. Daigo's playing the character, so you have another high level, like one of the best players in the world, rocking Luke. So excited to see him get more play on the Capcom stage. And this one can go either way as well, because Seth versus Luke. Luke can explode Seth, but the same thing is in the reverse is true. Same thing with Akuma. So all these matchups is exciting because we're still exploring exactly how these spreads work. How does Luke fare in these matchups? What's great about them? What's bad about them? And that's what's exciting to me, especially to see it at the high level, because that gives you the real litmus test of where does this character sit in the grand scheme of Street Fighter V.
I think that's right. Yeah, I think it's very interesting. And this match between these two represents V Positivo, somebody who did not actually enter the last CPT here, but for Crossover, he got 13th. And for him, that is a little bit of an underperformance, because this is a guy who has been one of the best players in the DR for many, many years. Even going back to the previous Street Fighter game, he's been one of the best. So lots of cool stuff here. Let's hear from the players. What did they have to say? From Crossover, just very to the point. I will win and keep moving forward.
Yeah, and that's something that you brought up before, you know, with that underperformance that you brought from, you know, Crossover wants to win and move forward, 13th. You know, if you have that champion's mentality, unacceptable. And, you know, Crossover wants to prove himself today and is back in winners again. So, you know, potentially going to get into the top 8. Could feel very good about that. But we're going to see exactly how Positivo feels as well. And Positivo is going to do their best. Crossover is a wall. And that is a testament to, like, respecting another player. Because seeing that legacy that they have in Street Fighter and understanding that, you know, they're a wall. How do you overcome the wall? And that's what I want to see, because that would be incredibly exciting to, you know, this is the David versus Goliath story of, okay, well, this guy's a giant in Street Fighter, and, you know, this is the first, I didn't enter the last CPT, so I've got a lot to prove here. And I'm excited to see how it shakes up. I personally want to see the Luke mirror. I really want to see the Luke mirror.
Oh, man.
Just to see how it breaks down. But I think it'll most likely be a Crossover on the Seth and Positivo on the Luke.
It definitely could be. We'll find out shortly. I do think that Crossover has had the toughest road so far today, for my money. He's already beaten Strange Hail, one of the best Ryu players in the world, who's still in losers. And he's already beaten Lilo, who's also very strong, still in losers. So that's already a pretty tough path he's made it through. He also says, I love this fact, it's the mirror.
It's the mirror,
we'll see. Crossover says, I never imagined I would be playing video games at the age of 32 and still feel strong. I hope I can play fighting games until I can no longer move my fingers. I think we're all on board with that. Here we go.
Yeah, definitely. Crossover playing the young gun that is Luke, the future of Street Fighter. And he is also trying to be the future of Street Fighter as we go in here. And I like this mirror because it is pure violence.
I mean, this character, I mean, he's got great pressure. He's got these big advancing buttons. He's got a very, very fast fireball. Stealing a turn with V-Skill 1. And notice on the other side, Crossover has V-Skill 2.
Yeah, so we've got.
So from this range right here, if it's his turn, he can definitely pressure well.
Yeah, so very exciting to see. This corner pressure is terrifying as well from V Positivo. Good confirmed stun is definitely a factor here. What a jump on the grab. Not even a shimmy needed. And that is going to be death. And he's going to build all the meter in the world for the next round, too. Almost a full bar. And V Positivo looking absolutely stunning.
I mean, his neutral was great. His pressure looked great. He stole the turn with V-Skill, and he was right about that.
Yeah, sometimes everything lines up, but now stuck in the corner, Crossover can make this into a great moment. Good series.
Crossover not getting too overzealous here. You can see him content to just kind of hold on. In fact, playing that wall style that V Positivo mentioned. Yeah. However, Whiff Punish comes.
Yeah, nice knockdown. Still a lot of resources. And another Whiff Punish right there. The forward-moving normals that we were talking about before. And Crossover trying to be that wall, but Positivo getting the V-skill. And now the activation coming on the side of Crossover. And again, the wall, the checks. You cannot escape this corner. I'm not going to blow you up in one hit. I'm going to slowly chip you away. Oh, cross-cut, yes.
Definitely seen him do that in the past with the Kuma set as well.
Ooh. And this is where it gets scary right here.
I mean, they're both so dangerous at the time. Okay, EX is spent, so Super's not there, but here's Positivo.
Yeah, it goes ahead.
Oh,
nice
you got to
check.
hang out. That man's got plus frames.
Yeah, so many plus frames. Again, whoa, the big whiff, and you should be done. The freeze frame. V Positivo, that has to be an execution error from Crossover.
Dash up Fireball has turned into Dragon Punch for 30 years.
That's true.
People, well, maybe not 30. There wasn't a dash at the time, but getting...
We actually were talking about that earlier.
Yeah, but getting DP instead of Fireball, classic error. I'm sure you're right that it was a mistake. That's very unfortunate for him. Hey, he can absolutely make the comeback. Again, so much strength in Crossover. He has been in big situations in the past. We do hear that he's gone back to the lobby, so...
Maybe we get the Seth coming out?
Maybe not the mirror anymore. Yeah, maybe it's time to move away.
I mean, when V Positivo just showed... I think showed the better Luke in that situation. Even though you had Crossover playing that wall style, Positivo just exploded him when he made one mistake. He's like, okay, I chipped you away 4 times. I've got a full confirm. You're done. And then going to the full screen as well, that's what's so exciting about Luke. When he's playing in that danger zone of it's like 1 character space away or full screen, you're just as scared of the character if he has resources, because we saw EX Fireball into the trigger activation. He was dead. It was like a 40% combo. So maybe, a little bit more comfort going to the set, or even just taking a second to really compose himself.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see it either way, because that was kind of a little bit of a wash.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. I totally agree with you on Luke. I think he's very scary from multiple different ranges. You have to play against him in kind of a different way.
Oh.
No, it's in fact still going to be the mirror.
Running
Did he
back.
switch?
I don't think he did. No, running it back.
Same V skill, same trigger. Yeah.
Cool. Maybe, taking that second to think about it, that's the difference between, I would say, an average level player and a high level player, because processing that, any other player's trying to hit that rematch button as soon as possible, but Crossover knows with that legacy, like, take your time, digest your opponent, and slow it down. Be the wall.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, you may be right about that in between games, but he has sped it up right with round opening dash forward, then wait, then dash forward again. He's jumping forward. He's trying to make it happen very actively. Not working out too well, but you can see the change in strategy at least.
Yeah, the change in strategy, even though there is a change, things do stay the same right now. And Positivo definitely dealing with the pace incredibly well.
Yeah, Positivo's looking really good. Okay, with nice little stolen dash for himself. Harassing with plus frames. He's in there.
It's so hard to challenge in that situation too, because Crossover, has both the V trigger meter, right? Can opt the V reversal, can opt the V shift, but then you throw away your comeback factor when Positivo is already in that commanding lead. Like, it's such a rock and a hard place situation, and Crossover just didn't bite either way and just falls over in the round. And Positivo just feeling really good about this set so far. Ooh, what a whiff punish.
The neutral is working out for him so well. He's able to dash forward when he wants to. He's whiff punishing. He's outside of ranges. Look at this, even catching the landsies for himself there. He's still got V-skill charged.
Oh, boy. That's a wrap right there, convincingly from Positivo. And it just felt like every time Crossover wanted to move forward, it wasn't that he was the wall. Positivo was the wall right there. And it was unscalable. And, Positivo feels really good. Didn't enter last time, sending Crossover to the losers, potentially putting him in a place where he might get that 13th place again. But we will not be seeing Positivo for the rest of the day, because he does move on to the top 8. And that gives us our first matchup spread for top 8 tomorrow. And it's going to be Louis Man versus Positivo. That is going to be really exciting. So Luke versus Dalsum. I want it. Both of those characters scary at both ranges once again. The thing that I feel like Luke potentially has an edge is, not the traditional reversal from Dalsum. So we'll see how that matchup shakes up. But still really exciting from Positivo, seeing him take down Crossover in a convincing fashion in the mirror. Losing the mirror never feels good, and that's got to be a confidence boost right there, especially after seeing the comments before the match even started.
I love it. Congratulations to Positivo. He's certainly moved on. It's Crossover and loser side. We'll talk about him more. But we have another winner's side match to get to before all that. We got Bandits Cabba versus Tigers Jimmy DR. Just to briefly again speak about Cabba here. This is a player who has been one of the best in the world for years at this point.
Yes.
One of the best guys in the world for years at this point. He has such a talent, I think, for having control in situations. I love his control play that he oftentimes will bring out, even against some of the most explosive, some of the most also controlling players in the world. I think he's fantastic at doing that. He is fact about himself. We often ask, give us a fact, right? Not everybody says a fact, but some people do give us a fact. The fact that Cabba says about himself is, I'm a professional Street Fighter player. I'm a professional Street Fighter player. And I enjoy reading and making good friends all over the world, so that's cool. But he's a professional Street Fighter player. And I think that you can see that in how he approaches things. He, again, is so well practiced. He's so focused.
Yeah.
He has very clear strategies. I think sometimes when you watch players play, it can be a little bit unclear what their strategy may be, their sort of overarching guiding principles. For him, I think it's very clear.
Yeah, and that's good. Having a detailed game plan, especially when you're trying to be a professional Street Fighter player, is important because until someone challenges that game plan and makes you adjust, why would you change your plan? And if Cabba has a detailed strategy to deal with multiple types of players, that's exactly what you want as a professional. So I'm excited to see how Cabba shows up, especially in the winner's side here. Didn't perform as well as expected at CEO. So seeing him fight in his own region, maybe getting that redemption in the final that would be coming up after this, that's what they're fighting for, and the prize pool is really exciting. And then you have Jimmy DR as well, who one of the best in Puerto Rico, obviously showing up. Fill me in on his path and who he's been able to take down so far.
Sure. So Jimmy, he got 7th. Actually, they both got 7th last CPT, Central America East. He has beaten Roy and HLG Malak so far. So definitely some strength there. As far as for Cabba, he had to beat Fonzie and Bonus GD to get through. Of course, neither of their jobs are done. I'm sure that they have their own thoughts. Let's hear what they had to say.
I hope I have a good match. Let's go. Cabba. Dude, I love the, like, look at, that is such a professional Street Fighter player picture right there. Cabba. Cabba, one of the best in the business. Bandits Cabba, teammate of Mena RD. And, you know, Mena didn't enter this time, and I think that's such a wonderful thing to see because he wants everyone else in his region to be risen up and have that opportunity. So good stuff to Mena. Cabba trying to do his teammate proud. And we're going to see exactly what Jimmy DR has to say as well.
Jimmy says, Cabba is a very strong player. I hope I can beat him and advance to the top 8. All right. I think that's a nicely said phrase. He also says about himself, I am someone who aspires to be able to play in offline tournaments this new year. I hope everything goes well. I think we can all share in that sentiment as well. That would be fantastic. We'll see what happens. Yeah. But for now, in this event, Cabba versus Jimmy DR. So looking for Guile versus the Boxer here.
Yeah, Guile versus Boxer, so it's going to be a very reserved style versus Boxer trying to rush down. Can also control in that space, deal with fireballs incredibly well.
For sure.
So I want to see how Cabba kind of tears apart Boxer's aggressive plan and then puts him into a situation where on knockdown, Boxer isn't as strong, and that's one of the weaknesses of the character. So how is Cabba going to force him into a situation, playing like a turtle, but then also turning it on? I think Guile's one of his biggest strengths is changing the tempo on their opponents because it makes them second-guess their decisions, which makes the flash kick even stronger, makes the boom stronger, and it lets Guile run rampant. So we're going to see exactly how this breaks down. Cabba versus Jimmy DR, Boxer Guile, upside-down kick.
As with many of the matches here, we have a lot of familiarity between these two. There's not going to be anything that will catch each other off guard. What a whiff punish right there. For Cabba, I mean, as you can see, we haven't seen a single zoning boom yet. You know, he's just been throwing out safe stuff. He's been very normals heavy, and that's, again, the kind of strategy that you expect from him. He's just very stable. Look at this.
Yeah, it's definitely just controlling these ranges where Jimmy can't exactly jump in on the booms because they're not being thrown, and just calling out every dash punch. Like, that sweep crush counter on the full screen was great, but now the
classic, dude. Yeah, first chance, get out of here.
Yeah, no. Fool me once. No knockdowns. And again, Cabba just controlling the space. Okay, Jimmy, try to approach me. I have the reversal. Any dash punch you do, I'm just going to take the gray health. And now it's a two-touch situation. Nice. Again, now that gray health is even more impactful.
Cabba hanging out.
He's just chilling. I'm okay with being in the corner. Oh, great dash. And again, just bust out. And that was a, that was a quick reset situation. I think he jumped him, which got him back to the ground first. So Jimmy thought he had a little bit more time to maybe press. And Cabba knew. Gave himself a quick little reset, quick little round.
I mean, you don't see wake up EX flash kicks twice very often, I think, from Cabba, but again, he knows who he's playing against.
Yeah.
Oh, there in time was Jimmy. He gets to control corner.
Yeah, controlling the corner right here. And again, Cabba, challenging with those safe buttons, the upside down kick, giving them that spacing where it's not too committal, but it catches Jimmy if he approaches a little bit more versus a boom, which he can slide through. Oh, very good. Nice knockdown, upside down. Oh. The danger zone. There.
Jimmy's been playing in this range where it seems like he's looking for fireballs for Sonic Booms to come out, and that's just really rarely been the case.
Yeah.
Oh, it worked!
Yeah, that was definitely... We saw the attempt of going for the anti-air from Cabba right now, but this is huge. Next touch is stun. You got to make a decision here.
Again, the back off. Yep. We've seen Jimmy back off. Again, the back off.
He's scared. He's already seen the EX reversal too many times, and you make that mistake, you give too much respect, and Cabba can run away with it. Nice extension.
Good. He's in here for pressure.
This is a great sequence. Any touch into critical art does kill, so you have to be cognizant of that. You cannot get whip punished here. You will lose the game. Jimmy trying to apply that pressure with V-trigger.
Of course, Cabba swinging for a couple of crush counters there.
Yeah. Swinging for the fences right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he needs. If he finds that, then he wins the game. He's got super right after that. Jimmy knows. Look at the time now. 17 on the clock. It wasn't quite there on the whip punish.
Yeah, so close. Again, any touch will kill both sides. This is tense. You have to make no mistakes here. Cabba's the one who has to make the decision now. Yep, spend the EX.
Gotta make it happen now, and he's not gonna do it. It's round for Jimmy. Jimmy, at the end there, and actually throughout the round, was comfortable at range, at backing off. He didn't always need to be up close.
Yeah, and you know, we were calling it out at the beginning of the round. It's like, oh, why are you backing off here? But Jimmy played it perfectly because control the life lead. Cabba's the one who has to approach in, and I think Cabba realized it a little too late, saw that 10 seconds were left on the board, and that life deficit was probably fishing for that one whiff punish too hard, and Jimmy didn't give it to him.
Just pushed right back out, and Jimmy, for his part, okay with being pushed out.
Ooh. Again, great whiff punish. And yeah, Jimmy's totally okay playing at this far range against Cabba. Knows that a couple of the booms aren't getting sent out anyways, and this is so incredibly even.
A little bit more forward movement suddenly from Cabba. Maybe not for long. Jimmy, I mean, I talked about Cabba's strategy and how identifiable it is. I think you can absolutely say the same about Jimmy right now. Yeah. He holds this spot. That's the spot. He holds this spot.
That's the money spot right there for Boxer. Feeling so comfortable, and Cabba's trying to hold that same distance. Great dash through activation. This is huge. So much the quick reset. Cabba kind of falling apart here. Yes, spend it all. Trying to close out the round. This is so huge. You got to look for the tick throw. Maybe the shimmy. Yes, tick throw comes out. Jimmy, DR, first round on the board. Sorry, I took my Psycho Power this morning. I'm ready.
I loved it, and I think that I loved how Jimmy played that too. Those last couple of rounds right there.
It was clean.
It was very clean. He was so sure about where he wanted to be.
Yeah.
I love that he pressured at the end. Oh, you did 2 EX flash kicks in the first round? No chance you're doing it now. No chance you're doing it. And he knew. I mean, again, they know each other well.
Yeah.
You can see that they understand their tendencies. It's not just about the mix-ups, but about where they want to be.
Yeah.
Very interesting match to watch so far.
Yeah, I really loved like the spacing mind game in this. As you said, like he's finding that magic spot where he wants to be as Boxer and just abusing it. He's away perfect range from the upside down kick. He's away from the fierce from Guile and can dash punch, back out. Okay, we're going to reset in this space, look for the anti-air, go through the booms, and feels totally comfortable. And, you know, Cabba, maybe to a fault, keeping to his game plan, I think he needs to change it up a little bit because right now, Jimmy looks like he figured out that perfect spacing to deal with the Guile in that range. And that might be just because of, you know, the player-to-player matchup.
You know, I'll tell you, according to FGCombo.com, they've played 11 sets in the recent years. Cabba has won 67% of them.
Yeah.
Big, however, the last 2 times that they've played, Jimmy has taken it.
Yeah, so that is something that's going to be really important here. And now Jimmy with the game lead against Cabba, playing at that magic space again, as you can see. And again, it goes straight through the booms. That spacing becomes a little less safe for Cabba. And Cabba, okay, great anti-air on the neutral jump. Ooh, again.
Cabba's whip punishes are still there, though.
Yeah, still really clean.
Waited until Boxer was a little bit closer to have the boom. Right. Okay, so Cabba is trying to move either, again, outside of that range or inside of that range. He just doesn't want to be at that specific range where Jimmy can easily react with V-skill through booms. Pressuring up close is fine. This is one of the things Guile can do. He can turn it on if he needs to.
Yeah, and I feel like Cabba doesn't have to turn it on now as I say that. With the life lead, this is where you try to choke it out. This is where you play at that range where Guile feels a little bit more comfortable. Do not let Jimmy establish that extra space where he feels great about the dash punches. And now he's back to that spacing once again. V-reversal, get off me.
Yeah, Cabba knew.
Yep. Ooh.
Cabba now trying to be safe, maybe hoping to block and get a V-rev. That's exactly what he's looking for here. And just like that, he can set it right back up. That was super well played by Cabba.
That was so smart. And that was reading on the tendencies that Jimmy was presenting. Knew that the booms were getting spun through and was said, I've got a button waiting right for it. It's kind of like the trap setups that we saw in the matchup before between Mono and Louis, man. It's like, I got a trap of my own. Go ahead and have an answer. I have an answer for your answer. We're on layer 2 now.
Right back to the range. Cabba, as you can see, in and out of it himself.
Ooh. And this is where Fallout can start to shine. V-reversal on every single pressure. Does not want to get forced into the corner from Boxer.
Ooh, he's out of there.
And tech the throw too, but now stuck in the corner. Doesn't want to give up any more space. This is where Cabba can really turn it on. But this could go either way right now, especially with Jimmy having the life lead here. Great jump in, but no confirm afterwards.
Very surprising.
Yeah, that's a rare drop.
It's Cabba. He does not have V-trigger. Jimmy into his own. Right. As soon as he built that red bar, he was
Get
out
off
of there,
me.
man.
I don't want to deal with this guy. He just keeps punching me. All right, continuing to back off, and we're back at that same spacing.
He's been looking for that.
Yeah, that's definitely, he's going fishing, but it doesn't kill. Cabba can still potentially lose this round to Jimmy. Jimmy with 2 bars available.
Look at how safety Cabba's playing. If you block some more, it's going to be the red or get hit too.
Wow, what a counter hit. V-Rev again, no gray health to worry about. And yep.
Same situation. Exactly the same situation as the previous round. You get the V-reversal knockdown, you put out the boom. It's not a whole lot that Boxer can do about that from that range.
Exactly.
And forward fierce taking it.
So that's exactly what I like from Cabba too, and that's the adjustment I was talking about before. Okay, if Boxer wants to play from this range, I'm going to change the way I'm playing from this range. And that immediate adjustment is something we like to see from one of the best players in the world, because that's the answers you need to have when your opponent starts reading your typical game plan number 1. Now game plan number 2 is coming up, and Cabba, you know, turning it on a little bit at the beginning of this round, feeling a little bit more comfortable against Jimmy, challenging with the upside down kicks again, and, you know, trying to establish that range where he's just a little bit closer.
There's a lot more unpredictable movement, I would say, on Jimmy's side. Yes,
yep,
the dash comes again. So whereas he's been hanging out at that spot right there, now maybe not just there. He's trying to move in too, you can see.
Yeah, and he played that just a little bit further too, where I don't think the back fist would have connected, and now this is looking great. Cabba with a good challenge into the activation. This is going to be massive. Trying to keep the extra booms for pressure to keep on that forward momentum. Great jumps on both booms, but the anti-air is there.
Almost
Critical art is
super. Yeah, he's so close.
He's looking. And there it is. Yes! Is it going to be enough to kill? Yes, it is. Ooh, that was clean. Cabba and I, we saw that the same frame. He's like, oh, I'm going to. It's coming. And that's so smart from Cabba. That's the second time he's got that critical art confirmed. Brought him to Pixel before versus Jimmy. But now, getting forced into the corner early, no resources. You did win the round last time, but now you've got nothing left in the tank. Oh, great whip punish again, though. They're still present.
Yeah, Cabba. Oh, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Jimmy with big damage potential. He saves the meter.
Woo! Big shimmy, too. And next hit will lead to stun. One more touch. Great throw tech. Understands that it was going to be that. He was the anti-air.
Yeah, I love it. Jimmy backed off to where sweep activate wasn't a thing, to where he could skill through, and just like that, it's match point now for both.
Yeah, had 3 different options he could rely to, just had to force the reaction. And now Jimmy and Cabba both on set point, but Jimmy looking to run away with this. Guile stuck in the corner, doesn't opt for the EX reversal. Again, the spin through, playing that distance just a little bit farther, testing Cabba, and a spin through again.
Jimmy in control. Ooh, still in control. Oh, boy. No, the whip. And just like that, out of there. Oh, no. It's not going to work out for Cabba. It's going to be Jimmy who moves on.
The boy who flash kicked too close to the sun lost his wings and, you know, fell to the boxer. But that was really good from Jimmy. It was adaptations on both sides. As soon as he saw that Cabba was reacting to the spin with the fierce, put a little bit more distance in between them, saw that it was going to be continuing to whiff, and then Cabba got less confident about challenging there, which just let him run away with it. And, you know, that flash kick was the tail of the tape. He was confident doing 2 EXs in a row, and then I don't think we saw the EX flash kick again for the rest of the set. So, you know, I think he spent all his chips a little bit too early.
Look, I mean, I love how Jimmy played. I thought that was really great. So
it was good.
We'll see him tomorrow. Let's head back to the bracket and remind you what we've seen so far. We do know that TMM, Luiman 20, and MW V Positivo will be playing tomorrow. We know that Tigers, Jimmy DR will be playing against somebody.
Yeah, and it's potentially his teammate as well, because our next match is going to be Hyzek versus Tigers, Brian D. And it's going to be Chun-Li versus potentially another Luke or even a Guile. So we've got even more action coming up right now. And, you know, it's super exciting to see all these matches, and it's even more exciting to get in on the action yourself. So if you want to be a part of the Street Fighter action, you need to make sure to go to PlayStation tournaments.com, like you can see right here. It's the open series. You know, everybody starts somewhere. You have V Positivo. This is the first CPT that he's entering for his region, and he's in the top 8. So if you want to be a part of that, you know, get to practicing, whether you're on your PS4, your PS5, maybe your PS4 Pros, and get in on the Street Fighter action, because it's such an amazing game, and you can see the character diversity and the strengths from all these different regions. You want to get in on all the Street Fighter. And if you want to get even more Street Fighter, you need to make sure that you go into, I believe it's Street Fighter Duel.
It sure is Street Fighter Duel. If you are in Taiwan, Hong Kong, or Macau, you can play it now. For everybody else, hey, Other regions are coming soon. You can follow Ryu, Chun, and others to explore the mysterious organization, experience the classic stories with all your fighters, and recall your memories of the original Street Fighter. It's got an impressive array of fighting elements and innovative multiplayer combos. It's got a brand new battle experience that will challenge your strategy and control. It's got a variety of PvP gameplay and tournaments with in-game rewards. The Arcade Legends Reborn on the mobile. Download Street Fighter Duel now and join the journey with millions of players to find out who is the best fighter.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. You saw the Top Joy stage that we have for all the Capcom Pro Tour games that we've been watching, and the art is beautiful, the game is beautiful, and it's even more Street Fighter that you can have. And if you want to see even more Street Fighter, you're going to need to stay tuned as we get into our last winners match and then move on to the losers for this top 16, because once we get to losers, it's do or die for these players to represent their region. So stay tuned, and we'll see you soon.
Time to fly, time to fly. Never give up, we won't retreat. The ones who stand have turned to feast. So fly, time to fly. Glory waits for those who fight. We unite, we are street fighters.
I guess it's time to start warming up. Riders have to strike out on their own.
Let's do this!
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Capcom Pro Tour Central America East 2 Top 16. We just had 3 electric matches, and we've got 1 left in the winner side to determine our winner side top 8 for tomorrow. Once again, I'm Jake Ryan, and David, we have even more great matches coming, and we were talking about it. The plays look incredibly surgical so far, and I'm just impressed by the Caribbean again and again. One of the best regions in the world.
I think that's absolutely right. Yeah, we see battles between people in Dominican Republic versus Dominican Republic. We've seen PR versus DR. Let's go to the bracket. We'll tell you what we got coming up next. We have a return to PR, Isaac, versus the DR, Brian D. So these two, we're looking for a couple of different options, I think, for both. Isaac, historically, Chun player. But I heard he's playing Akira.
Okay.
We'll see if that is, in fact, what happens.
Very strong.
And for Brian D., historically, Guile player. But I heard he's going to be playing Luke. So I don't know, man. We'll see what goes on here. Isaac didn't enter the last TBT here, but Brian did, and he got 13th in doing so.
So similar to Crossover.
Definitely. He's been good. And, I will say they both have had good tournaments so far. Isaac sent DR Ray to loser's side.
Oh, wow.
One of the best players in the region for sure, for many, many years, including other games as well. And then he beat Nestle Quick, who was still in loser's side
as well,
right?
Yeah.
So that's a tough draw. And then Brian D had to get through TBK Tenryu in order to get here, and Tenryu was in top 5 last time.
Exactly. So sending him out.
East 2, CPT Sen Am East 2 last time. Right. So a couple of players who have already had good tournaments here. Moving on to winner's side, top 16. Winner, of course, will make top 8. Let's hear from the players.
Yeah. All right. It's not going to be easy, but I'll try my best. You love to see it from Isaac. Staying humble. You don't want to get too much ego into your head when you're being a player, because if you get too much into that, you might weaken yourself overall. And we're going to see how Brian D feels about Isaac coming into this match.
Well, P just says this is the Requiem. What?
What does that even mean?
Okay. Well,
poetic.
There we go. He's that's the guy. He also says, by the way, Street Fighter is my first fighting game.
Really?
He doesn't say which Street Fighter.
Which Street Fighter?
There's a lot of them. It's been around for a few years.
Yeah, a few.
Street Fighter's your first from the 1980s? That guy, did you see his picture right there? That guy's been playing since the 1980s? I don't know. Maybe. And then on Isaac's side, his fact about himself, I guess you could say, what he wanted us to say on air. So fine. Please buff Chun-Li. She deserves it.
Please buff Chun-Li. She deserves it. I mean, she wasn't able to beat Urian 20 times in a row in the China CPT, so maybe she does need the buffs.
Oh, boy.
I'm sorry. That was one of my favorite matches of the year.
Yeah,
but Isaac versus Brian D. I mean, with that statement, we're probably going to see the Chun-Li. I would 100%. Or maybe, Akira is the buffs that
maybe
Isaac
he wants to play Chun, but he can't.
But he has
she's
to play
terrible.
Akira, and
so it's Akira. Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Chun-Li.
Chun-Li.
The worthless character instead. By the way, joking about this, but I really like Akira.
Oh,
I
she's
think
great.
She's a super interesting character. She plays at such an interesting range.
Yeah.
You look at her and you're like, oh, this has got to be an up-close, point-blank type character. She's not very big. She's hitting roundhouse from downtown. So she's got Dawson roundhouse
From
almost.
downtown.
Yeah, seriously.
Into the V-trigger. Daigo. That's how it feels.
Well, for sure, dude. All right. Well, who else makes winner's side top 8? We find out now. He's got V-Skill 2 on Akira. And for Brian D., not Luke, it is Guile.
And, this is a completely different type of Guile that we saw from Cabba. Did you see how many? I think that was more booms in the first 10 seconds of this match that we saw Cabba do for a whole set.
No anti-air. He wasn't busy.
Yeah. Again, nice lockdown goes for the V-skill. Into the back, or into the forward throw, my apologies.
Oh, wow. Ooh, yeah, you're right. Nice. It's definitely a different Guile. No doubt about that. Jumping in. I mean, different matchup as well, but you can see it in the way he's playing. It is much more offensive. More focused on buttons. However, okay,
wow!
Really?
That was some. I don't think a lot of players are going to have that awareness to make that decision. And Brian D. Yeah, you ain't Daigo.
Everybody wants to just get away from that trigger easily, and it's not that easy to do, but surgical timing on that V-shift to get out.
Yeah, that was really smart. And Brian D, really controlling the pace. 4 resources on both sides, so a lot can happen. And there we go. Just go ahead and spend it, Brian. The confidence. So much damage, almost 60%. You got to be kidding me. Activation station and the V-trigger. Oh, no, yeah, the V-trigger's going to pop out.
I mean, at least gets some kind of pressure out of it,
Yeah.
right? This is Isaac now with the corner. As a result, I mean, the trigger did some work. Gives up corner, right back in, though.
Yeah. Screen real estate. This is not your screen. It's my screen. Next touch will leave the stun and potentially end the game, but now that throw tech. Big ol' shimmy. Ooh, walking out of this, Brian. The chip is going to be so important here, but the air to air, yes! Just land and send it, all right? You know, we saw that Cabba spent his EXDPs a little too early. Brian D, you know, spending only 1 in the first set. Has 1 more in the tank. You know, it's 2 per set. There's not a limit. There's not a limit on these DPs. Trust me. There's no stop-by orders. But now you can see a great start from Brian D. You know, Isaac, maybe you bring out the Chun-Li. Maybe you bring out the Comfort. The Akira wasn't necessarily doing anything poorly there, but could not keep up with Brian's pressure, could not keep up with Brian's pace. We're keeping the Akira.
Unfortunately, Chun-Li is a worthless character according to Isaac.
Yeah,
And
bottom one.
Just can't do it.
Unable.
It's a tough life.
Spinning bird kick? No.
Oh boy.
Wow!
Okay.
I think Isaac just accepted the stun was an inevitability there.
Oh.
And just got clean reset. Brian D, 7 golden letters. You ain't Daigo.
Look at this. Isaac in absolute big trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Starting
all
EX,
right,
that's a confident start and a confident return as well. Brian D not slowing down one bit. Wow. The buffering of the flash kick right there. You saw that too. Just slowly inching backwards. Crush counter into Daigo. This is a very tricky situation. Ooh, crumple.
It definitely... Dude, this was sick, actually.
I felt like I was watching the pass right there. That was definitely a focus attack crumple.
Brian D caught in the corner, trying to battle out. Even in the corner, honestly, with this back to the trick-or-treat, he's still looking pretty good.
Yeah, not even afraid to send out those close-range booms. Nice side switch. Doesn't get the confirm afterwards. Great block from Isaac. Crush counter. Knockdown is what's mattering. And a critical R into the... Are you dead? There's no... Wow. That's 2 times he's won around that way with the flash kick into the critical arc. Didn't even need the EX. Was so confident in the anti-air there. And, you know, there was a moment that looked really great for Isaac. It was that Daigo extension. You know, everything looked great. It was like,
cool.
wow, that was super flashy. But flashy doesn't win you the games. He's got the shades on anyways. He doesn't see anything you're trying to do and just closes it out clean. Flash kick, critical art, and we'll be seeing Brian D tomorrow. We do not have to see him play anymore today. Isaac will get another chance in the losers bracket, and that shapes up our top 8 winners side, as you can see here. TMM Louis Man 20 versus MWV Positivo, and then on the other side, Tigers Jimmy DR versus Tigers Brian D. So a team kill, at least 1 Tiger in winners finals.
Look at the DR, the Dominican Republic, showing up big time, as of course we knew that they would, but there were a bunch of strong PR players in here too, and instead it's all Dominican and winner's side top 8. All right, let's head down to the losers and see what we have. Here's a look at what we got. You can see what the future matchups may be as well. So the first one we're going to have is the Red Rooster team kill.
Ugh.
Ajax Fidelity versus AJ Martinez, 2 players from Puerto Rico who have been strong in that region. They have had some success. Certainly, Ajax Fidelity. 17th last time. He got top 96 at CEO recently, and he got 13th at First Attack. Not too long ago, several months ago at this point. AJ Martinez, also 17th at the last CPT. 9th at First Attack, and he's gotten top 4s a bunch of times at Online Locals, if you guys have watched that. So this is a guy who's been playing a lot. They've both been playing a lot. We have an Ed here. We have a Karen here. All right, well.
Yeah, so we get even more character diversity. We saw a couple Giles. We saw a Boxer. We saw Dalsim. We saw Luke. We saw Akira. And now we get 2 more characters. No Chun-Li, though. Chun-Li, bottom 1.
Just can't
bottom
do
one,
it.
Can't play,
just can't do it.
Can't play Chun-Li.
Just can't do it.
Can't do it.
No,
Can't do it.
No.
No,
Oh,
not
it's a tough
possible.
life. Being a Chun player in Street Fighter as just a general series has always been hard.
Terrible.
Always been hard.
Never.
I can't think of a game where she's can't even finish the
It doesn't
sentence.
exist.
Can't finish that sentence. It's a tough one for me.
Yeah, there's no game where she is actually playable. It's tragic. Such a great
I have
character,
nightmares
though.
about Third Strike still. Let's hear from the players. What do you got to say?
Yeah, nightmares are being had, but Ajax Fidelity is a very strong player. I'm confident I can take it over him, but it's going to be a very difficult match. It's unfortunate that we have to meet at this stage of the tournament, but I'm definitely looking forward to play him. And, you know, team kills are never fun, and that's respect for your teammate. If he's on your team, you know he must be good.
Yeah.
Because if you're at that caliber, he's at that caliber as well. So let's see exactly what Ajax has to say.
I love it. Gonna try to not get bodied. That would be it would be a good goal to not get bodied. I don't think that he's gonna get bodied, but they do know each other very well. Of course, again, they play each other quite a bit. I would also say about AJ that he hasn't actually been playing Street Fighter for that long.
Yeah.
And he's very good. His other fact about himself is I started playing fighting games seriously with the start of Street Fighter Season 4, for this game.
Season 4. Really?
Yes.
And he's in top 16.
And he's been good. I mean, I was already rattled off some accomplishments for him. He's been good. So that was a very fast development for him. Still working on it, I'm sure. He also says it's been a long road. It's been a long road, but I feel like I'm finally starting to reach the goals I have set for myself. It's been a long road over the last 2 years.
2 years, long road.
Tough times.
Tough times.
Imagine taking 2 years to get to a point where you're at a CPT top 16. 2 whole years?
2 whole years?
Who can't do that?
Man, that's a long time. I think, he didn't meet his stretch goal right there. It was like 6 months. I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I don't think it's cut out for me. But in 2 years, that is a glow up of massive proportions. And we're going to see if it does continue trying to get into the top 8. Has to win 2 more games today. But we've got the first one that we're going to see right here. Ajax versus AJ Martinez. Ed versus Karin. Karin's still one of the best characters in the game.
Of course. Yeah, there are already, I believe, 4 Karens in who qualified.
That's a lot,
right? And that's great. And 5 who actually won because Rob actually won.
Yeah, Rob did one too.
He actually won with 2 of them.
Poor Brian F. Shout outs to Brian.
She's very good. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Ed, I really like. I think he's in a great spot. There's also an Ed player who qualified too. He's just. Over the seasons, there had been some strength there, but there had also been some weakness, and they've just sort of shored up those holes consistently into a place now where I don't think that he's one of the best in the game, but I think he's, and obviously demonstrated to be a good enough character that you can win significant events with him. And very fun, interesting character as well.
I think the way that James Chen put it best is there's a top 10 in Street Fighter V, and then there's a bottom 10 in Street Fighter V, and all the characters fall into that same category, which is great to be at because characters like Ed, even though they're not at the echelon of, say, Karen, or maybe like an Akuma, or now Luke, still completely viable competitively and strong in their own right. There's a couple weaknesses here or there, but it doesn't stop you from playing the character and having that expression. Obviously, seeing another Ed qualify, so yeah, it is the Karen versus Ed matchup right now. I'm excited to see how this goes because Ed likes to stay, I would say, kind of in that similar space that Boxer likes to stay in. But Karin excels there too, especially with the rewards she gets off of her whiff punishes and her low forward.
Ooh, boy. Yeah, I mean, you're right. There's a range there where she has a nice reaction this time, where she has a ton of control. And if you're playing against somebody who has the reactions, it's just a very scary spot to be.
Yep.
Great little wall so far by AJ Martinez.
Yeah, I really like that decision. And not even going for the low forward here, just going for the poke slowly. Reminiscent of Evil Ryu from 4. Just gets those quick pokes with the standing medium kick, and Ed doesn't really have any answers. And Martinez not overextending at all. Just,
no.
All right, Ajax, keep getting hit by my whiff punishes.
No, he's looking great. Oh, hold on a second as Ajax Fidelity dashes in. And I was just going to say, Ajax Fidelity had backed off to where he can anti-air. However, AJ finds another way out instead.
Yeah, Flicker connects once again, and this is going to take you right back to the corner. Nice extension. Tries to go for the shimmy, but the patience from AJ counter hit. Big damage. Stun is a factor, and it doesn't matter. You're dead before it even matters. Full meter on the side of AJ, though, but Ajax feeling really comfortable after that corner pressure sequence. It felt like AJ was a little lost there.
Classic stuff into the knockdown. It's AJ Martinez harassing. As you can see, though, he will often back up. That's something we've been seeing pretty consistently for him the last round and a half so far. Hasn't overextended. Challenge here yet again. Yeah. Minus situation for Ed, but they are willing to do crazy stuff there, those Ed players.
Ed fears nothing. That's all I'm going to say. Backdash after the dash punch as well. Good extension with the 10th. Oh, yep. Hey, that's the hardest execution check for an Ed is win and win to not DP. That's it.
Ooh, hoping to catch something there.
Wow, big crush into the activation. This is where party time begins for Karen. Not able to confirm. Rekka.
Ooh,
yes.
Super's there.
The overhead. That was simple. The slow stuff. There's so much that could have been potentially on the board there that That mental stack was just too much for Ajax. You know, just lose the round. Just move on to the next one.
Oh, a little bit too far away.
Yeah.
And it's definitely searching for the big stuff.
Yeah, it's hard to be in that spacing against Karin because she gets a bigger punish in that situation. So you have to put yourself in that compromising situation where your reactions just have to be better. Because as you're seeing here, now gets that real estate because Ajax wanted to try to get that bigger reward with the spacing.
But we see a lot more forward movement in this round than we had before from Ajax ability. A miss! And no super there.
Ooh, big whip punish too on the forward kick. Nice V-shift out, but no counter hit. Large extensions. Oh, wow. Now just going for the pokes, becoming the wall, backing up. Doesn't have to do anything else. Yep, that's it. Back turn. And Ajax was trying to wiggle out of that situation. Look at the resources he had. Did not opt to use V-reversal. Did not opt to V-shift. Didn't use any, didn't EXDP, and was just needing to pick a lane, I feel like. Ajax was so, like, I would say concerned about the comeback that didn't opt to use the defensive option. Something that we've seen from a lot of the players previously in the bracket was the willingness, anytime you get in, V-reversal, get off of me. Anytime you get into a situation, smart V-shift into a punish. And I feel like Ajax was so unwilling to do that he died with full resources, and that's a terrible feeling.
Well, Ajax is looking pretty strong right now. He's got the corner, he has plus frames for himself, he's here again. He gets the harass, oh, that's fine. AJ's out of there, but Ajax Fidelity still controlling. Oh,
nice.
He has swung a little bit too far on those roundhouses. We've seen a couple get whiff punished, and just like that, it's the very different situation. Reversal of fortune.
Yeah, now exactly the different usage of the V meter right here. You're seeing AJ utilize it to to control space, keep Ajax in the corner, and is okay with being a wall here, but great activation. This is going to be huge damage.
Yeah, this is going to be one guess. Grab or not. Instead just the escape.
Ooh, what a check. Great reactions from Ajax on the EX dash forward. That's not easy to do.
Very aware. And again, he's trying to move forward very consistently. However, AJ finding a couple opportunities for himself. The harassment with Lykic has been the go-to. Okay.
Oh, no. Like I said, the hardest test for Ned is how to not spend the EX upper. But now put in the corner. Ajax still feels fine here. Has full V-trigger. You gotta figure out how you want to use these resources now. Do not die with the full bar. Yep, there's the activation. Okay, this is where party time can start. 2 interactions could potentially mean AJ losing this round. Ajax just has to guess correctly 2 more times. Nice V-shift. Oh! No, but the whip afterwards. Not like this.
Very unfortunate for Ajax right there. This would have been canceled into super in any case, I'm sure, to take the round. Yeah, that really could have been different, and instead it's AJ Martinez with match point.
Yeah, that one error was do or die for him right there. If he hits that, he potentially gets into the stun situation and gets the round on the board. And now at a match point situation against AJ instead, you know, Ajax had that shine of greatness, but you have to clutch it out in that moment. Pushing to the corner now, Ajax trying to stay comfortable, trying to control AJ.
Not quite there. However, look, I mean, if you're Ajax Fidelity, you are slowly pushing AJ Martinez into the corner. Yeah, slowly doing it.
Yeah, but AJ's still willing to dash forward, utilize that kind of walk speed. Not afraid of Ed, and, you know, staying in that range where not getting punished, but Ajax slowly chipping away at this space.
Okay, the resources are there, and AJ Martinez instantly into it.
Oh, wow. Does hurt again. V-trigger is going to be gone now on the side of AJ. Got all that screen space back. So what Ajax was working for this entire round has now been lost.
The miss. Oh, no. And then the miss as well from Ajax Fidelity. Oh, what a call. What a bait right there. I love it. And now with corner pressure, it's very dangerous. Ajax Fidelity, as he waltzes back, he finds the big hit, and it ties it up. 1-1.
That was such a big shimmy right there, too. And that's something that we see at the end of a lot of high-level matches is they're looking for the throw tech because it's going to kill them. So the shimmy always comes in so clutch.
Hey.
And that's Street Fighter right there. You got it. Rock, paper, scissors, guess. All right, are you going to tech the throw or take the throw? If you take the throw, you die. So
yeah, those end of round situations, if you can get your opponent down to throws, health bar left,
it's
very scary situation. Yeah,
it's a 50-50-50.
Yeah.
Oh, great
again, a little bit too far, and AJ, to his credit, he's whiff punished that each time it's been whiffed.
Yeah, very good stuff from AJ, but now both players fighting for their tournament lives. Wow.
Again, consistent a little bit too far.
Ooh.
AJ with some unusual, some unorthodox choices in kind of early round situations. Very stand medium kick, stand roundhouse focused. Not so much crouching medium kick. Not so much the cancelable, hit confirmable options.
Yeah, just slowly trying to poke out. That actually was incredibly interesting, but whiffing creates a pretty bad situation for Ajax now. Any low forward into confirm should be able to kill Ajax here. B reversal, get off of me, yes.
Okay, but that means there's one more use.
Yeah.
Doesn't have much time to do it.
Okay, there it is. Oh, yep.
The first time?
Yeah, the first time.
Okay, all right.
There's a first time for everything, and AJ was holding on to that for so long. Ajax, he knew that Ajax had to use the V-trigger one last time and just punished him for trying to take his turn because it was do or die for him there. You have to utilize that pressure, and AJ was just one step ahead.
So here's Ajax Fidelity trying to, again, build his way towards the corner. No! We haven't seen too many of the crouching medium kicks, but this one comes, and it works. Oh, big stolen turn now.
Yeah, that was huge. Nice V-skill. I mean, V-reversal, get off me. Burns the meter. AJ doesn't really need the V-trigger to control the pace because he's mostly been playing that, you know, roundhouse and stand medium kick game, like you said.
Sure, Karen can give up V-meter whenever she wants.
It's only 2 bars, too, so.
Oh, yeah. I mean, honestly, one of her significant strengths is her ability to use V-armor in that way. So we got the approach, the intended approach anyway from Ajax Fidelity. However, a little bit gray life, a little bit of damage. And he tries to walk back in.
Yeah, ooh, very good punish on the dash forward as well. And now we're back to this neutral space where Ajax actually does have the life lead for once here, but the anti-air comes out. V-trigger is back for AJ with critical art. Any hit confirm can lead to Ajax on the pixel or even death. But now V-trigger activation, same is true for Ajax. V-reversal, get off me, trying to burn away that health slowly. 2 activations with V-trigger available, but no, the anti-air. This is
I
so
love
scary.
the idea of the chase. Look at the time at this point. 15 on the clock.
Oh! Ajax forced into a position where he has to move forward. No EXDP this time. 8 seconds. Ooh, it's so close in that.
He knows the matchup too well. He knows the matchup. Look at this. AJ Martinez ends up taking it 2 games to 1. He backdashed out of both of those, putting himself out more and not getting touched. I love that. That was very, very nice. Not just character matchup, but also player matchup and knowing what it is his a player opponent would like to do.
Yeah.
Congrats to him on moving on.
And that was huge because those 2 situations is what really secured him those rounds. So it's those minute details of a matchup that really decides it because, you know, Ed, that's one of Ed's weaknesses. If your opponent knows that and can get the read, then it's lights out. It's a free punish, and Kareem makes the most of it. Very good stuff from AJ Martinez. Sad to see Ajax Fidelity out of the bracket, but AJ will move on. He has more matches to play for today, so he's not out of the woods just yet as our losers bracket begins to develop, and it's going to be now, as you can see, Hyzek versus AJ Martinez. Oof. So, you know, no Chun-Li on the screen. We're going to see Akira.
Dang, check out how the Puerto Ricans just got kind of funneled into the top and bottom part of this. Oh, yeah, no, there's going to be some kills in there. I guess we'll see what happens even if Strange Hell gets through. But, you know, interesting that just happened to work out like that. As far as the next one we have here, TBK Coma, 1801 versus TMM Lilo. Coming up now.
But wait. This I think I wrote my notes wrong because Coma is a Chun-Li player, but that character, no one plays that character.
She doesn't.
No,
she's in this game?
She's not in this game.
I don't know.
I don't. Hyzek made it a clear point. That
unsure.
That unsure. Big if true.
Big if true.
Big if
we'll
true.
find out shortly. And then on the other side for Lilo, we have had. I've seen boxes from him in the past, but we've also heard Cody, Zeku.
Yeah.
Could be whatever. We'll find out. He also, didn't enter the last CPT. Neither of them did.
Yeah.
So they are in this top 16 from a position that's a little bit different from most of these players were in the last one.
Yeah.
They decided not to be. Here they are, doing pretty well.
Yeah, and we're going to see exactly how they feel about the matchup coming up, too. A few words from the players.
From TBK, Coma 1801, it will be a difficult fight. Because of the defensive way I will have to fight. Even so, I am willing to give my 300%. He also says, being able to compete with some of the best players in the region already feels like a victory.
You know,
pretty cool perspective.
That's one of the best perspectives in the world. When you put it into that lens, it's so amazing because having a region that's strong and they're the best players in the world and you're a part of that, Nothing better.
Pretty cool.
Nothing better. Pretty cool. So it's 300%. I don't even know what his 100% looks like. So 300%, that's intimidating. And let's see if Lilo is intimidated. To be honest, I don't know who Coma is or who they play with, but no worries. May the best player win.
Dang.
Dang.
Dang. And the picture, look at this guy.
Let's go.
I love it.
That's such a like opposite of Coma.
Right, yeah.
Coma's like, I'm playing with the best players
Happy
in
to
the
be
world.
here.
Happy to be here. Lilo's like, I don't know who this guy is. Let's see who wins.
Yeah.
So really exciting. I mean, it makes sense. Nobody plays Chun-Li. How would he know who Coma is? Nobody plays that character.
I don't know.
I
Yeah,
don't
I haven't
know,
seen
man.
her before.
I've never seen her before. This is actually the
Who?
debut stream of Chun-Li. She wears like fights with her legs a lot. You know, bird kick, lightning leg. You know, just da. You ever seen her before?
Legs don't produce lightning. That's a well-known fact. As far as their paths so far, Coma lost to AJ Martinez, actually round 1.
Wow. So you're telling me that Coma has made the ultimate losers run to get
Yes.
back into the top 16? I love those stories. I want him to go the whole way now.
Correct. It's already been a long road, and it will have to be even longer. He beat DR Ray.
Wow. One of the best players.
In loser's side. So shout-outs to Coma. If you didn't know him before, I think you probably should after that. That is a very, very strong performance. And then on Lilo's side, he lost to Crossover. That's who got him sent down to loser's side. And, you know, we know that Crossover is very strong, of course.
Yeah, and Crossover is now sitting in losers as well, so that's another potential matchup we could be seeing in the future. And, you know, we are expecting this match to be Chun-Li, maybe versus Boxer. There's 3 characters Lilo can play, and if you don't know who Coma is, how do you bring up the character matchup? He says, I don't know who this guy is. Hopefully he just plays what he's most comfortable on to see how this shakes up. I feel like Chun-Li has a pretty good matchup spread. There are some weaknesses here or there. Definitely, you know, Hyzek, I don't think she needs buffs. I think she's just fine where she's at. And we get the Cody on the screen.
Cool.
Cody has been getting a lot of, has slowly gotten better through the course of the game as well.
Yeah.
And in this patch is, I feel like, at a really comfortable place. And you love to see this character continue to shine and show up. I loved him in 4, showing up strong in 5. Was played by Momochi before, too. So
he's got such unique options. I really agree with you that he's in a good spot right now. Interesting neutral for him, of course. He's got good pressure.
The crime sway.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, V-Skill 2, very important to him. In this matchup as well. Get 3 fireballs. He's been able to chase around so far. I haven't seen a button out of Coma that hasn't gotten hit for a while.
Yeah, definitely getting smacked up. EX spinning bird. Whoa, what? I've never seen that before. That's such a cool reversal. It's not a dragon punch. It's a dragon kick.
Amazing.
Amazing. Live footage. Oh, nice anti-air gets the knife. Yep. And I feel like Coma's getting a little bit impatient here in Lilo. You know, maybe he doesn't need to know who he is because he's just another notch on the way to victory.
Who is this guy?
Who is this guy?
I've never seen this character in my life.
All right, nice. EX kicks into the corner. Going to continue to apply this pressure.
Yeah,
very
looking
good.
great, actually. Oh, what a challenge. It was at the perfect time. Able to escape not just the stun, but the corner. And here's Lilo. Still able to harass here. He chooses to be patient.
Activation right there, and the V reversal to get off.
I think in a couple of situations that EX bird kick from the previous round did work on Lilo, who hasn't pressured quite as much.
Yeah, oh, next touch will kill.
Even there, delayed. Oh boy, looking for activate Shirley, yes.
Yep, there it is. Has no V reversal to get out, but now that V trigger is fully tapped, the bat, fourth throw, just not enough. And critical art, it's actually going to chip because you activated. You cannot escape.
Yep.
You thought you were going to make a comeback, but come back later when I know who you are. First game goes to Lilo.
He really just chased all around. He was able to sort of press buttons in situations that make me think that there's not quite as much character familiarity on the other side.
Oh, yeah.
And I loved it. He was cautious sometimes after having been hit by that EX bird kick. But then at the end, there could have been a wake-up EX bird. True. And yet he called it that there was not going to be. So he's making a lot of good decisions in terms of pressure and in terms of neutral game.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to make those call-outs because that's just the nature of the game. And Lilo feeling very good about their decisions. And I'm really loving this patience and letting Chun just approach in this neutral game and be at that distance, understanding that, you know, I can take a few hits. Once I get a pressure sequence on top of Coma, I've already shown that I can crack him open, so not really afraid. Great V reversal on that, but not able to challenge appropriately. Again, it might be just a frame data unawareness, big counter hit.
Well, I think there's some timidity on Coma's side. We're not seeing him press buttons nearly as frequently now after he got crushed, honestly, quite a bit in the first game. Right? Oh, okay.
Nice anti-air once again into the activation. Goes for the V-shift backwards. Very smart. But the knife is now out. The range a little bit better. Ooh. Get the pickup. EX. And again, he pulls the knife out once again. Yeah. V-reversal, get off me. I feel like Coma is so willing to just say, get off me. I don't want to deal with this situation at all, instead of letting it play out. Because sometimes you can't figure it out fast enough. Gate V-reversal, any hit will kill because of that gray health. And there it is.
And what he got the kill from was in the situation where he hadn't been pressing buttons at the beginning of this round. He was much more cautious there. So I love seeing him being a little more active. I hope that that's something we'll see more often.
Yeah, you got to be confident with your buttons, and the range that Chun-Li has is one of her biggest strengths. So if you're not willing to swing, why are you playing the character?
Yeah, it looks a lot more confident, I will say right now. Yeah, pressing buttons there on minus situation for Cody. We got Coma pressuring.
Yeah, good pressure as well. And again, the challenge with the jab. Not afraid. Activation as well. V-reversal once again just doesn't... Now, learn the mistake from the first game, right? Yeah. Died for the critical art because of the V-trigger activation, and it's just understanding, okay, create the space, play the spacing game where my normals are just going to be better than his. But this is so much damage. Wow. It's going to be a one-guess situation now.
Oh! Lilo backing off a little bit. There could be an EX. Could be super. Oh, it's not. And it is enough on the very last hit, actually, of EX legs.
That was so good. Getting the game on the board right there. And I feel like Coma, the adaptation that we saw is being willing to just, I'm not going to play the V-trigger game. I'm going to, every time he tries to engage, get off me, play with my strong normals, play with my roundhouse, play with my stand fierce, and just let him get chipped away and look for him approaching. Because something that Lilo has been doing has constantly been moving forward. And we saw like low forward into the EX kicks, which is what finished off right there. And we've seen that consistently come out, feeling comfortable on the knockdown, and then just chasing him down, but then reestablishing space when he knows it's not his turn anymore. That's what I like to see from Coma. The immediate adaptation, and Lilo is the one who's trying to figure out the pace now, and we're seeing all the anti-airs, all the right decisions from Coma.
And the sick execution. He's looking great right now. As he chases, he can smell blood, you can see.
Yeah, when you sense that timidity, like that timid nature come out from your opponent, it's time to press. Wow!
Sways right through it, and now Coma's in the corner.
That was sick.
Has EX legs? Look at this, the button timings.
No! Definitely a lack of a confirm. Would have been a kill there from Lilo, on the side of Coma, but now Lilo getting another chance to fight. Still has the V-trigger going for a little bit longer.
Oh, too close.
Yep. That's so sick. He just slices you up, dude.
It is cool, no doubt.
Yeah.
However, Coma with the round and just looks so confident, especially compared to the beginning of the set.
Yeah, and I think it was that mentality change of I need to just keep him off of me. I need to be willing to go for the V-reversal. And it's a little bit harder with Chun because it is a 3-bar trigger.
Yeah.
But I think that's the key to the matchup and why he's succeeding right now. But stuck in the corner, this is where Lilo feels comfortable. Nice anti-air, starting to slow down the pace of Coma. You have to make a decision to try to escape. There's a V-reversal again.
Yeah. We got Coma battling. Slowly, in fact, building his way out of there.
And now it's his turn in the corner.
What is fast confirm. It's going to be great damage for himself. However, Lilo's going to build all of the trigger on this.
Yeah, lots of trigger to work with. Can opt to go for the V-reversal. Oh, kicks. Nice activation for the slowdown. No anti-air, just another fireball. Excuse me?
Yo. Oh, my gosh.
This is such a scary situation. Oh, my word. Any roundhouse will kill Lilo, but...
Yeah, EX legs is an issue. Not anymore, but...
Yeah.
Oh, maybe, actually.
Are you? No, and that's going to be a wrap. Coma calls out Lilo, getting a little bit too overzealous. Maybe thought Coma was going in for that trade to get the win, but Coma, patient, reserved, and showed, you know, hey, I'm playing with some of the best players in the world. You can't hit me with raw super. It's not going to happen.
He knows who Coma is now.
He definitely knows who Coma is now. Hey, you're at the at-home bracket. I'm still playing, so you get to watch a little bit more of me, but that's okay. Lilo's still showing a great showing.
Yeah. And I like a lot about what he did. I think, for me, the primary story of that set is Coma playing in a way early on that seemed nervous to me. You know, in retrospect, I think I identified it as maybe more of a character unfamiliarity. Yeah. Having seen more of the set, I don't think that was it.
No.
I think it was nervousness in that situation. pressing buttons in situations where it's just not your turn, not knowing when to start doing so, not feeling like you can regain control as it went on more and more. He did regain control. He was able to challenge in good ranges, good timings. We saw more of the V reversal to just escape these situations because he felt more comfortable in neutral. I think that was more about what the set was about. Finding a little bit more confidence as it went on.
And I feel like it is too, like, sometimes it takes a game to figure out the pace of your opponent. So maybe you're used to finding one type of Cody, but then this other type of Cody comes in, and the first match was just really explosive on the side of Lilo, and that can shake you up a little bit, but probably taking that second to reserve themselves, and just a quick 2-0 right afterwards. Like, being able to do that and get rid of those nerves and figuring out, it's like we saw it from Mono at CEO, got 3-0'd by Punk, and then proceeded to turn around and win, and was like, oh, well, after that loss, I'm more confident than ever. And that's how you kind of shake off the nerves. And it felt like Lilo, everybody's got a plan until they get hit. And once Lilo started getting hit, it felt like the plan went out the window. So we get to see the next, like, our next part of the bracket, our losers, continues to develop with Coma moving on, as you can see here. So Ajax lost to AJ Martinez 2-1, so Hyzak versus Ajax, AJ Martinez, Red Rooster, and then we just saw Coma 2-1 Lilo, so it's going to be Cabba versus Coma, Guile versus Chun-Li. That's going to be a really exciting match as well. And I'm just excited how the rest of this top 8 loser side bracket is going to shape up, because it is like so many good sets, so many good matches, and, you know, it's sad to see any of these players go out of the bracket. And if you want to get yourself into some bracket action, you need to go to PlayStation.tournaments.com, because that is exactly where you're going to be able to get into the action. You want to represent your region, be some of the best Street Fighter players in the world. Maybe you're West Coast, maybe you're Midwest, Mid-Best, maybe you're East Coast. Doesn't matter where you live. You want to be able to represent your region and make sure that you're showing up to these tournaments. It's easy to do. You just go to the Open Series. You can register now on PS4, so make sure you get in on that action and get in on the action with Top Joy. Tell me about Street Fighter Duel.
Well, it's a Capcom authorized mobile game called Street Fighter Duel, and it's available for download in Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau, and other regions are, of course, coming soon. You can keep a lookout for more news on the global release and get ready to join the journey with millions of players to find out who is the best fighter in the world. Okay, we're going to take a break because we got more action coming up. As you can see, we have quite a bit of losers left to go, round 1 and round number 2. Make sure you stick around for that.
Time to fly, time to fly. Never give up, we won't retreat. The ones who stand have turned to feast. So fly, time to fly. Glory waits for those who fight. We unite, we are Street Fighters.
So, you really want to go through the trouble? Fine. All clear! Easy mode too much? be you. I'm always ready for a fight.
Let's go! After it! Fear my strength! Have a taste of this! Don't take this personal! I'll show no mercy! This is for my fellow hunters!
We already know who's in top 8 winners side here at the CPT Central America East number 2. Who will be in that tomorrow in the top 8 winners? We know. We still got to figure out who's going to be there in loser side. Let's head to the bracket and remind you about what we have coming up next. We're still in round number 1 losers side. Coming up next is in fact going to be Phoenix RD versus Bushan Master.
Yeah, Phoenix RD playing the Akuma, so seeing, not as much Akuma play in recent time, but still a very strong character. Playing against Bushan Master, Bushan Master playing Zeku, the name just makes perfect sense.
It sure does.
Cammy also in the back. Everybody's got a Cammy, so maybe has the Cammy in the back just for different matchups. So it's going to be Bushan Master versus Akuma. I feel like Zeku Akuma is pretty good matchup both ways. Old Zeku has great reaching normals. Young Zeku has that rushdown factor. So really seeing how that match is played. But same thing with Akuma. Akuma, we've seen some new usages of V-Trigger 2 as well as the V-Skill 2. Very exciting combos from that character. Lots of interesting diversity as well. A lot of players still go for the V-Skill 1, V-Trigger 1, of course. But maybe, certain matchups require certain game plans. So I'm excited to see how it shakes up. And again, this is a do or die situation in the bracket. This is round 1 for losers. It is first to 2. Once we get into the top 8, it is going to be first to 3s. So you got to figure out and adapt quickly. Having 2 characters is a benefit and sometimes a curse. So maybe you switch, and if you can make the adaptation fast enough and your opponent can't, it's great. And we're going to get to see what the players have to say about this match and what their expectations are.
Here we go. Coming up first, it is La Liga 0202, Phoenix RD. And in fact, shout outs to my friends, La Liga 0202, and all the people that support the fighting game community. I also want to say that he has been playing since Mena RD won Capcom Cup. He started playing fighting games because Mena RD from his country, the Dominican Republic, won Capcom Cup. That was in 2017.
That was in 2017.
So it's, at this point, that's
4 years? 5? Almost 5?
Right. So it's a little while ago, but I just want to drill into that because that moment of Mena winning Capcom Cup was huge.
Yes.
Not just because congrats to Mena, obviously, but for his country and for his region, it was such a moment of recognition among the rest of the world that you have to take these players seriously. And Phoenix obviously had a very big impact on him.
And Bushan Master is actually going to have fun with my newly acquired Cammy. Newly acquired. Fresh, new, off the presses. Chun-Li was released today, and Cammy is on the screen. Mrs. White. I've never seen her before. I've heard she has a dive kick. It should be plus, right?
I've heard she's pretty good.
She's pretty good.
Maybe. We'll see. I mean, look, she's certainly a very strong character. She started out by winning, I think it was the first 3 CPTs or the first 2 CPTs, certainly.
Just back to back.
Yeah, and then hasn't won one since the first, I think, 4. I think there was like the first 3 out of 4. Hasn't won one since. Good luck to Bushan Master, who's going with it. 9th place at the last CPT. 33rd last time for Phoenix, so already a significant improvement.
Yeah, and that's great to see, you know, moving up and gaining that skill as time goes on. But TMM Bushan Master is going to be playing against, oh man, Phoenix RD right now, and a quick, that was one of the fastest like corner pushes I've seen in this entire top 8 so far. But now we're back to neutral, back to that mid screen. You know, no fireballs have been thrown from the side of Bushan Master so far.
This brand new Cammy, looking pretty good.
Yeah,
already seen hit confirms, already seen good movement.
Already seeing great dive kicks, everything coming out. Nice, again, EX into the side, the run under, but great blocks from Phoenix.
That's just good gray damage. I mean, if nothing else,
yeah.
Right? Like, I think that's such an underreported aspect of her strength. She's so good at inflicting gray. Oh no, the error comes. Phoenix takes advantage.
Yeah, I mean, your mistake, my reward, and now feeling really comfortable. The EX Fireball to get out, and then the activation to slow down time on the EX Fireball. Oh, wow, what was that? We are seeing a lot of interesting decisions in this game so far. Activation station, yes.
It's a battle, yeah.
We are swinging.
Phoenix walking up into a range where he's worried about her buttons.
Yeah, triple.
Look, even the trade right here is not going to be good. Okay.
Yeah, that was really scary. But Bushan Master heading to the north. Wow, DP ended.
I mean, you might as well bring the whole thing out, right?
And you're not dead.
It's a little bit more necessary triggers there.
If you lose this round now, that's tragic. Any mistake leads to death here. Phoenix has to. Oh, and there it is. Yup. Tried to walk forward, utilized the walk speed of Akuma, but Bushan Master, believing in the magic pixel, the magic pixel gets him the round right there. And that cost Phoenix all of his meter, all of his resource.
That's true, that's true.
Oh, that was such a good neutral jump.
We are definitely seeing some hit confirms out of him that are very important to see. He's in here now again.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah?
Chase down.
Wow.
Yup.
Okay, fine. The reset comes. And now it's on Phoenix to try to make something happen, something affirmative. It's been him getting chased for the most part.
Yeah, gotta change the tempo, gotta put Bushan Master into a position where he doesn't feel comfortable moving forward, and that was such a great challenge on the dive kick, the awareness, the throw, and now it's him, it's Bushan Master on the defensive. It's Phoenix approaching. Oh, no, not like this.
That'll do it. Bushan Master takes the first game. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, a couple errors on both sides, I think I would say, in that game. But for the most part, good-looking Cammy. I mean, it is a workman's-like Cammy. You know, we have the hit confirms that you expect. Those are there. We have the forward movement that we expect. That's there as well. And took advantage of some good reads here and there, some good reactions here and there.
Yeah. Yeah, and like we said, there are a couple of input errors on both sides. You have the Tatsu, you know, the whiff cannon spike in neutral.
Yeah.
But a little bit of nerves here and there. We're going back to character select, maybe taking a little bit of time to compose himself.
Yeah.
But Bushan Master felt really good on that new Cammy. I can't believe it's not Cammy. Can't believe it's not dive kick. Dealing with Akuma incredibly well, and you know, it was mostly like spacing, challenging Akuma's walk speed, knowing exactly the ranges where he wants to commit to something, and then also the chase down. Like, okay, if you're going to teleport away, I know exactly what the chase down is. Yeah. This is my punish, and now you're in a disadvantage situation. And it just felt like there was never a moment where Phoenix was controlling the pace of the game. And if you're getting ripped away by, like, I was going to say Bushan Master's rip current right there, you don't want to swim against it. You have to swim lateral, or you're going to go out to sea. And right now it was looking all sea for Phoenix because Bushan Master looked incredibly strong there. Now going into the second game, are we going to see Akuma again? Yes, we are. No changes on V trigger or V's skill. So again, maybe just taking that second to compose themselves. And that's a way to slow down the pace as well. It gives you time to really digest exactly what happened in that round and bring a different game plan to the next set. Oh no!
Having remembered, oh my god, what happened last game when that in fact did work. So the very fast, even after a win, adapting Bushan Master. However, corner. Yo, all right. All right.
He really can't. He really spiral arrowed out of there. Good DP though. Crush counter into the extension. Now we're in the corner once again, chasing the V shift. Looking like a different Phoenix here. Yeah. Rise from the ashes. Look at the main. Not gonna be. Oh wait, actually he is dead. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it started out just as strongly, I would say, for Bushan Master, but as that went on, certainly a lot more strength coming out of Phoenix. The question is, what does he do in the neutral? I mean, he has had anti-air DPs turn that into offense, but other than that, I think neutral is still very controlled by Bushan Master for the most part.
Yeah, and I feel like Phoenix is afraid to throw fireballs here because of the dive kick power. And you know, if you don't use an option, then your opponent knows that, and you create situations where you're a little less strong. And great challenge right there from Bushan Master, understanding that Phoenix wasn't ready. And again, the chase down once again. V reversal gets blocked. But Bushan Master now has such screen control, but that is not a hit confirm.
No.
He's like, yeah, my hit confirms are crazy. That was...
Here comes Bushan. Oh, wow. Yeah. Perfectly timed. Phoenix is going to get a bunch of damage on this. There is, however, a scary Cammy White on the other side. Yeah. Here it comes.
Oh, wow. Gray health. That means it's one touch for Bushan Master. No mistakes allowed. Dive kick into the extension. Critical art is available. I think you're just dead. Wow. Bushan Master utilizing that pixel to the most value he could. And Phoenix now on set point. Bushan Master trying to send him out quickly.
It can happen like that. You don't have as much life when you're a Kuma. You're in trouble. Oh, beautiful timing.
Smart. And that is such a block. Great punish. Crush counter in between. One touch will lead into stun. And the throw. Back throw. Gets that extra little meter. One more guess. And it's going to be lights out. And the shimmy. Closing it out. Bushan Master. You know, Phoenix got one round. Got a little bit of momentum. But Bushan, this is my road. I'm ready to drive. I picked my lane. Full speed ahead. Goodbye to you, Phoenix. Maybe you'll rise again next time. But Bushan Master is going to be moving on through the bracket with the new Cammy. Looked really strong.
It did. It did. Yeah, I liked a lot about what we saw with that Cammy right there. All right, cool. Let's check out the bracket again. Coming up next, we're going to have the remaining losers round 1 matchup. And all we've been seeing today is the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. Let's check out another part of the Caribbean, though.
Yeah,
let's head to St. Martin.
Yeah, St. Martin for Nestle Quick. Nestle Quick is going to be playing the Cammy again, so we get even more Cammy. And then Strange Hail 8, the lone world warrior, Ryu. I love me some Shotos, and I think this is like the first Shoto, other than Luke. Do you think Luke's a Shoto?
Sure, yeah.
Luke's a Shoto.
Yeah.
So we get Ryu on the screen, and the winner of this, actually, it could potentially be another team kill for Red Rooster if Strange Hail wins, because the winner does fight Mono. And then Nestle Quick, Cammy, the lone representative from St. Martin, has a lot to prove. Like, in your region, if you're the only representative from there, like, that's a lot of weight on your shoulders. And, I mean, you may not consider it, but if it was me in that situation, I feel that way. So let's get to see exactly how the players feel going into this match. Yeah, Strange Hail 8. There are many strong opponents that have great experience. And that's something, like, any humble player and like knowing exactly where they are. Experts, they say, you know, I'm great, but there's still things I need to improve on. And that's what I like to see from Strange Hail 8. Knows that everyone is strong and that everybody has their own experiences, and it's how you shape up against them.
I think, honestly, that he is one of the best dedicated Ryu players in the world. There are other people who have extremely strong Ryus, but like it's not the main necessarily.
Yeah.
They maybe bring it out now and then. This dude is a Ryu player, and he's extremely strong in doing so. He got 33rd last time in the CPT, but he got 7th. Top 8 at first attack.
That's really good.
So absolutely it is. He beat Tenryu in the way to this position. Again, Tenryu got in the top 5 last time. So already some good work. Let's go to Nestle Quick's side. And he says, representing St. Martin, let's go. He also says, started it all at VXG in St. Martin back in 2013. And love fighting games from then on. So I just think it's so cool that this one, Phoenix from before this, 2 very significant events in the Caribbean's fighting game history. Mena winning Capcom Cup, VXG as well. As funky as that was, it had obviously this positive impact of Nestle Quick.
Yeah,
in here, doing work. Cammy versus Ryu.
Yeah, it's how you create those waves and really influence the scene, and that's something that's so great that Mena did. And now we get to see the fruits of his efforts. Nestle Quick versus Strange Hail 8. And
just to the side of an airplane, just as it happens in St. Martin with that airport they have there, where if you want to, you can be on a beach and it'll blow you right off. That's true.
It's definitely true.
Yo, wow, that was sick, actually. The reactions were there.
Yeah, that's
I'm telling you, Strange Hail, he really has a strong Ryu. There's movement in there. There's reactions in there.
Ooh, and there's that. Yep, that's definitely an aspect of Ryu right there. EX uppercuts aplenty. Nice chase down. Try to get with the Hooligan. That was cheeky. Jump back. Willing to reestablish pressure. Giving up the stun, but now Strange Hail. Oh, man. Fundamentally sound. Just going for these clean punishes, and wow, big counter hit. That was smart. Strange Hail just playing a very simple playstyle, but also like with the consistent movement. The chase downs are there. The pressure and the reactions are also there, and that's how I feel you have to play Ryu. You just play fundamentally sound Street Fighter, where you react to the jump-ins, you go for the chase downs, and you stagger your opponent into oblivion, and you bait out their DPs. Even though his was blocked, again, the anti-air, you cannot beat the Shoryuken.
Oh, no. No, but an error as well on Nestle Quick's side.
Right back to it.
Capitalizes. He's in here. And he backs off just a little bit, but look at the confidence in walking forward and taking the round for himself.
That was so, that was just such a convincing spacing, testament. You watch that and you're like, perfect Ryu spacing. He walked forward, knew exactly when Cammy wanted to press, and I was like, no. I'm a stop sign. You can't California roll this one. And just shuts down Cammy's game plan, because I imagine, I believe it was counter hit right there. It was Cammy trying to look for that window for the approach, trying to get the hit confirm, and it was at a deficit, maybe even going for the V-trigger activation, and Nestle didn't get to do any of that. Strange Hail just felt like he had all the right spacing, all the right button presses.
Look at how often Strange Hail is just walking up into a range where he feels good, and it's a further walk than I think Nestle Quick has expected.
Yeah. The power to walk forward in this game is so understated.
Scary.
It's the confidence. Like, walking forward, terrifying option. It's not a dash.
True.
Yeah. Look at him. Oh.
Trigger there. To what effect, though? You can see how instantly Strange Hail turned it into blocking. Just taking very, very few risks. He hasn't pressed the button in a while. Okay, finally won. But it has been him waiting for the next dive kick.
Yeah, slowly waiting. There it is. The dive kick does connect there. And now Nestle Quick with the health lead. Strange Hail is the one who has to press the initiative. Has a lot of time on the board to work with, but now Nestle, hit confirm situation where he can win, and you see that looking for the low forward. He's fishing.
Yeah, it's possible that he can react to that fireball as well. We have seen Strange Hail take a couple of risks. So, Strange Hail.
Oh! But no, it's not over just yet. There it is. So smart. Understood that Strange Hail had to go on the offensive. Got a little impatient, and Nestle Quick getting that game. Also, I like how when you brought that up, that the critical art was available, Strange Hail didn't throw another fireball for that entire time. He knew.
He recognized it.
I'm not allowed to press this anymore. And that's respect. Ooh.
The timing's great here from Nestle Quick. Okay.
Yes.
Out of there. Maybe worried about EXDP with Strange Hail, and so Nestle Quick with the activation. Saving the next one. Yeah, I like what he's doing right now. He's slowly getting the corner for himself. Yeah.
Not going to use the critical art, going to use the EX because he knows his back turret. That was such a good block. I can't believe it. Strange Hail. Hooligan!
Now, Strange Hail has made comeback without trigger before. It's not going to happen this time, though, as Nestle Quick looks stronger and stronger as this set goes on.
Yeah, definitely getting a little bit more comfortable against the Ryu. And, playing against one of the strongest Ryus, like a Ryu specialist, can be incredibly hard. But saving the V-trigger, utilizing his extension of the corner, and understanding, critical art's not going to kill here, so I want this knockdown off of EX Cannon Spike. It's going to allow me to create a poking situation where even if I trade with Ryu, I win the game. And I really love that from Nestle.
A little funky. It ends up being okay for both.
Yeah, we both make a mistake. Just go back to neutral. Yeah. It's fine. Again, fishing with the low forward, and I feel like they're both playing the same game right here, except Ryu, playing the fireball game as well as low forward. Great jump in. Got a little too overzealous with the fireball. Trying to go for the shimmy, and there it is.
This is exactly where Cammy wants to be. Oh, okay.
With the activation, this
is
big.
The trigger. Have you seen it? I think this may be the first.
Yeah.
What a challenge.
Yeah, he's been typically opting to go for the V reversals here, getting rid of the Cammy pressure, but now opting for the fireballs. Hooligan whips, but no punish.
Oh, could be big damage.
My plexus, it's broken.
Oh.
Still a little bit of V-trigger left as well from
he's
Strange Hail.
absolutely looking to make it happen.
Oh, no anti-air. That's
okay. Yeah, I mean, maybe a little bit worried about parry or trigger or something. Oh,
Oh,
no!
no. That's big damage. Are you going to be able to kill? No, one magic pixel left to his name. Strange Hail. Ah, yeah.
The bravery of throwing a fireball in that situation. He got jumped in on at the beginning of that round. I mean, that was why he was in the corner and down in life.
Yeah.
And yet he was still brave enough to throw out the fireball for the round and for match point.
Yeah, you have to be consistently willing to do that. And it's something, too, where Ryu may not have the biggest standing medium kick, but the fireball works as an extended normal as well. And such good pressure goes for the side switch. And now Nestle quick. Foot in the corner. Strange Hail set point. This has to be weighing on him.
Oh, he feels it. He feels it. He's moving forward. Oh! Make it happen! Oh, she's in big trouble. Strange Hail could seal it.
Big trouble in Little St. Martin. Strange Hail 8 goes up 2-1. That was clean. That parry was everything. Knew that there was blood in the water. Knew that the V reversal was coming out, and it's just, you're done. And that is, you know, a lot of great players, a lot of great experience, and he had the experience that had him prepared for Nestle Quick. Nestle Quick still showing up incredibly strong. You know, getting top 16 at this tournament in one of the best regions. Yeah, congratulations. That's amazing. We're going to get to see even more Strange Hail 8 coming up soon. The World Warrior Ryu looking really good. And that's the end of our round 1 losers, actually. If we go to take a look at the bracket, we see how it shakes up. And look at this. Okay, we got the replay right here. Great challenge on it. Yes.
Yes.
Punish on the EXDP as well with the crush counter.
This is something we saw throughout the set. Walking forward into stand medium punch, just perfectly timed stand medium punches. That was a big, big theme throughout this in terms of how that neutral game went.
Yeah, and there was that magic pixel we saw here. And the stun to finish it out. Builds the extra meter with the little DP. Didn't really need it, but wanted to finish with EXDP anyways. Yeah, you get to win your own way, and we got to see how everybody won their own way. And now we have round 2, Ajax versus Red Rooster AJ Martinez. So Chun-Li, and it's going to be versus the Karin. And then you have Cabba versus Coma, 1801. So we have the Guile versus Coma. Coma doesn't play Chun-Li, that character.
No, haven't seen her before.
Never seen her before. Coma's an Akira player. And then Crossover versus Bushan Master. So Bushan Master on the Zeku, and Crossover is going to be...
We'll see, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Seth, Luke, Akuma.
Yeah.
Maybe another character in the tank. And then Mono versus Strange Hail 8. So I believe that's another team kill right there.
They have obviously both Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
It's Red Rooster, Mono. They played a bunch. You know, there was an internal league in Puerto Rico. We'll talk about this maybe more when they get to play. But they did have some good matches in that.
Yeah.
So there's familiarity there as well. All right. Well, we're actually going to head to the top of that to round 2 losers, and that will be starting off in round 2 losers with Isaac versus AJ Martinez.
Yeah, that is going to be a solid match that we see right there. Isaac, you know, supposedly playing the Chun-Li.
Could be
playing the Chun-Li. We saw the world premiere performance from Coma. So
newly released character.
I'm expecting Akira versus AJ's Karin. And I like that matchup because they both like to play in those similar ranges. And, you know, Akira has such a strong roundhouse, like you said. It's from downtown.
She's playing at this range that Karen, obviously so much control at her crouching medium kick range, stand medium punch, that stand fierce. That range is scary for everybody.
Yep.
That's to say, Akira can play a little bit further than that, right?
Exactly.
She's pestering with things like the roundhouse and the fierce. Her heavies basically are just a big threat at that spot. She can then walk forward a little bit and have more control, or additional control maybe I should say, with pestering, crouching medium kick, looking for hit confirms, that kind of stuff. I really think highly of Akira. I think that she's got a lot of strengths. That said, in that range, that's Karen's range. And it's really hard for everybody in the game to stand there.
It's absolute Karen territory. And the thing that's cool, though, is that Kira can be a little bit spaced out and threaten. And not a lot of characters can say they can do that against Karen. So as we get into this, we are most likely expecting the Akira versus Karen. And yep, there it is. We're rocking V-Skill 2 on the side of Karen. And then, of course, Daigo. Yeah, or not Daigo.
As this guy.
I'm always excited to see how this match shakes up, and it's how do the new characters shake up against the tried and true top tier? You could nerf this character 18 times, but she's still going to be one of the best. And Isaac is going to try to overtake AJ Martinez, and again that danger zone where you don't want to be against Karen.
Yeah, surprised that he put himself voluntarily that close.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, it didn't quite work out as AJ Martinez wanted great damage, and Urarimo, and it's Isaac now pressuring. Trying to anyway. Could be activation. Oh, wow. Roundhouse, then button.
That's actually really interesting, too, because that's stealing a turn if I've ever seen it before.
Absolutely, yeah. And I'm not surprised, really, I guess, because I'm sure these players have played quite a bit.
Yeah, oh, jump in whiffs, no anti-air as well, and we're just activating now. This is going to be incredibly scary. Wow, not able to get the full confirm, but it doesn't matter. You're actually just... No, Magic Pixel, you're kidding me.
He was sure it was going to kill without having to spend the resources, and that's why you spend the resources.
Yeah,
it works out. It works out.
Don't be cheap on the first date, but that range is still incredibly strong. Any hit confirm or trade was going to be the game for you. So AJ Martinez gets to save all the meter anyways. You know, gets a second chance. Oh yeah, and this is why you save that bar, because the corner carry and the damage is impactful. Tries to go for a shimmy, but Isaac does not shake. Ooh, yeah.
AJ getting it. All right, fine. Isaac's out of there, but he needs to get a little bit more. Yes, not for the combo.
Yeah, you need to get that combo right there because it gives you the corner carry. And now, AJ Martinez, one guess away from ending this game, and there was the guess. First game goes over to AJ, and that's what's so scary about Karen. She's explosive.
Oh, yeah.
She can control that range and puts you into tick-throw guess situations like there's no tomorrow. And Akira, like, tried to play at that space, tried to play at that distance, and when the hits came in, the combos were dropped, and you can't let that happen, especially at this level of play. You have to make every opportunity maximized, because if it doesn't happen, your opponent's going to, and we saw AJ do that perfectly.
All right, well, the question is maybe, this is the range I was talking about, right? You can see it just outranges slightly. Now, that can be unsafe of too close. That might have been it.
Yeah, you have to be able to stand a little bit further, but AJ has been so good about just inching forward slowly with a carrying walk speed that Isaac's not able to play at the range that he wants to, and what a whip punish, the roundhouse! You cannot throw it out haphazardly because AJ is ready to punish.
And as you can see, I think maybe the result of that is Isaac not really pressing buttons for a while.
And that's not where you want to be.
He got punished up close, and he got whiff punished from too far away. He needs to find that sweet spot.
Yeah. Ooh, there we go. Nice activation. This is tricky.
That is
Crumple. Again. Oh.
Yeah, we saw the same trades before. It's still cool looking. It's going to be at a range now where, yes, throw will kill because of stun.
Any hit from AJ does too, and there's no V reversal as well, so if Karin gets in, AJ is going to be eating good. Oh, this is so tense. Waiting, activation, yes. Any hit will go. Nice check on the Rekka.
Ooh, AJ still aware. A little bit too far. Oh! Punish. Oh, look at this. AJ finding it for himself and putting himself at match point.
And you know, the thing that was scary there is Isaac had an opportunity to hit confirm, but he dropped the ball again.
That's true.
Like, that was his game to win, and now, you know, trying to find any way to get in, establish pressure, keep AJ at bay, and goes for the EX. Ooh, easy punish, yep. Into the sweep, continuing pressure. Ah, yep.
It's all coming up AJ right now. Okay, he can make something happen. What a block. It's into something else. No! Talk about weathering the storm right there. I love the defense from AJ. And then directly into his whip punish again. He's really firing right now.
Yeah, Isaac is looking for anything on the screen right now. And there we go. But no, confirm afterward. You can't get really anything off of it. Hey. Oh, and that's a wrap. AJ Martinez just really controlling Isaac, not giving him the spacing that he wants to utilize the roundhouse, and just confirming off of every single hit. Isaac, you know, had a couple of moments where the hits were there, resources were available, and the ball was dropped, and like right there, it just all came up on the side of Karen. Karen was just so strong there, and AJ continues to move on in the bracket. I believe we're going to be seeing him in actually top 8 tomorrow. That was the top 8 qualifying match. So AJ sitting pretty, doesn't have to play anymore today, and is confident in the Karen playstyle. Yeah.
Little look back. Yeah, I think big tail of this one was the confidence and the strength, the hit confirms, and the damage that comes from the range where Karen has control, where her crouching medium kick or stand strong, that kind of stuff was just very effective. Isaac was too close sometimes for the Fierce in the roundhouse. He was too far away for them a couple of times, and after having been punished and whiff punished, you could just see he wasn't quite as active as before, and it was all AJ after that.
Yeah, when you start removing the options that your opponent is confident in using, you just get such an edge in the matchup, and that's exactly what we saw from AJ. We're going to be seeing him in top 8 tomorrow, which is incredibly exciting. And then the next match that we actually have coming up is Bandits Cabba, one of the best in the world, versus TBK Coma. And we did see Coma. Hopefully we're going to see the Chun-Li again. So, you know, second time we're seeing the character now. My ultimate headcanon is that we're going to get to see Coma fight against... well, actually, no, we're not going to see Ajax, so we don't get the Chun v Chun.
Can't happen.
Can't happen, so... The winner will be fighting AJ Martinez, but Guile versus Chun. This is going to be a really exciting matchup. We saw Cabba's really surgical play style where the game plan is defined, and I love that about a player, like you said, where if he's a professional, you got to have a professional game plan, professionally studied. But you know, it's going to be exciting to see how Coma really plays against this in this matchup. For
Cabba, having lost to Jimmy, that match was so much about them knowing each other well.
And the spacing.
Yeah, a huge part of it. And Cabba is somebody who has been in these situations before a lot. I think that it seems to me like it's the opposite from Coma. Obviously, we know that we haven't seen him as much.
Yeah.
Some of the players are not familiar with him coming into this. He hasn't been in these situations before. And when we first saw him, I think it was clear that he was a little bit nervous. Now he comes into a match versus Cabba, certainly one of the best players in his region. He will know who Cabba is. And that, you know, even maybe more than when he played versus Lilo, right? Lilo's a good player. We all know this.
Yes.
Cabba's a name.
Yeah, you see
He's
the
a name,
It's
right?
Like,
and so you sort of need to get yourself into the situation maybe in a little different way than at the beginning. So, you know, I'm hoping for the best for Coma, but I think, a little bit concerned on his side that there may be a little bit of sort of nerves and giving in too much to the name.
Yeah. And
we'll see.
I think the #1 piece of advice I'd have for Coma is play the match. Don't even look at the name. Don't even think about what's playing. Play your game plan, because that is going to be the ultimate tool. If your opponent requires you to adjust, you make the adjustment, because at the end of the day, anybody can beat anybody. Anybody can beat anybody.
Being able to compete with some of the best players in the region already feels like a victory. Again, that's what he said before, and he will certainly be doing that as he plays against Cabba coming up in this next one. Yeah, I mean, look, Cabba, I think of him, certainly, I think many of us do, as one of the best in the DR and in the Caribbean and one of the best in the world. His results haven't really been like that lately. He won first attack, but of course he got 7th at the last CPT. He didn't have the best showing at CEO.
True. Fell to Joe Umarogan. Same thing with his teammate as well, Hermes Venatori. Fell to Joe Umarogan. Shout out to Coma.
Yeah.
So, you know, having those disappointing recent results, and now in the loser side, maybe there's a crack in the armor. Maybe that's Coma's edge, where Coma can feel like maybe you overcome. But we're going to be seeing that pretty soon, as well as you need to make sure that you are listening in. If you want to get in on the action, you need to see the official Street Fighter song of the CPT right here. I believe it's Unbreakable, right down there. It is amazing. We brought it back, as you can see on the screen. Right? Nope, this side down here. You need to make sure that you get in on that. And if you want to see even more Street Fighter action, we have, as we said, you know, Street Fighter League Finals is canceled, but you have to tune into Street Fighter League as we're getting even more into the tournament. It's been shaken up. Season 4 every Thursday at 4 p.m. PDT. More information will come up about what's happening, because we have the online final for CPT, so stay tuned for that. And what have been... it's been such an amazing season for Street Fighter League, seeing all players like Luffy and Punk and, you know, Team Panda, all the teams coming in has been such a treat. So with that, stay tuned, everybody. We have a couple more matches for the day to decide who is going to shape out the rest of our top 8 on the loser side. Winner's been decided. We have a couple of losers that have been decided, and you're not going to want to miss anything else. So stay tuned. We'll see you soon.
Time to fly, time to fly. Never give up, we won't retreat. The ones who stand have turned to feast. So fly, time to fly. Glory waits for those who fight. We unite, we are Street Fighters.
If I go too far, please forgive me.
Lock and loaded, it's time for war.
Can't start the show without the star.
This is the path of my destiny. Come on, let's turn up the heat. About time to finish this. See what I'm really made of.
I'll show you.
How do you like this?
It's time for war.
That is the truth of what you must seek.
Three spots remain in the top 8 for Central America East 2, and we will be seeing shortly who rises to the cream of the crop. And get excited for the rest of these matches, because top 8 tomorrow is going to be amazing. And we've got only 3 more matches. And trust me, all the action has been high level. You know, spacing has been such an immaculate thing. And it's important to get in on the action yourself too, because, you know, PlayStationTournaments.com is going to be the place where you want to go to play as well. You know, maybe you get into your own CPT top 16 for your region, and that's an honor that not a lot of players have, and that's a way that you can make it happen. And we're going to see who's able to get the honor of top 8 soon. As we look into the bracket, David, we've had so many back and forth matches so far for the entire day, and with these last 3, Cabba, Coma, Crossover, Bushan, and then Mono, Strange Hail, I don't know how it's going to go.
Got a lot of good ones left. And what's interesting is that we have, I would say in those three names, Cabba, Crossover, Mono. Now, again, as I said before, I think highly of Strange Hail. Bushan Master clearly doing good stuff. Coma, once he kind of got out of the first game funk, looked great.
Yeah.
Looked really great versus Lilo. So I don't think any of these is a foregone conclusion. But those are certainly 3 of the best players in the Caribbean right there. We'll see if they can move on. We're going to begin with Bandits Cabba versus TBK Coma, again, who is happy to be in these situations. Cabba calling himself a professional. It's clearly 2 players who are coming at this from different sort of mindsets.
Yeah.
That said, as I said before, I think having that mindset of, hey, I'm happy to be here, I'm happy to be playing against some of these great players, that's a good mindset to have.
Yeah.
And it also is not incompatible with having the mindset of, I'm happy to be here, but I'm not done.
I'm terrified, yeah.
I'm not done.
Exactly.
Like, I'm happy to be here, but also I'm still looking to take some names. I'm still looking to get further. You know, you can certainly have both of those perspectives.
Yeah, and that's something that's so great too, because you look at these players, especially if they're newer, because you have Cabba, who is a behemoth in the scene, one of the best players in the world, having that mentality of, you know, I'm really happy to play against these strong players. I'm going to show you why I'm a strong player as well. You know, playing Chun-Li, we saw that Hyzek said the character needs buffs. We're going to see if it was only Hyzek's Chun that needed buffs, or if Coma is showing the true potential of the character. Still in the bracket. Sorry, low blows. Low forwards, low confirms. Coma versus Cabba. Trying to put him in a coma. Get out of the tournament, old man. I'm here to shine.
Old man Cabba. Probably 23 years old or something. I don't know. Young guy.
Young lad Cabba. High-level player. Been playing for a long time, though.
He has.
Yeah. That's the when you put it in that reference, it's that perspective. It's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Yeah,
No
old
doubt.
man.
What do you mean, Cabba? Oh no, it's got to be punished. It is.
Yeah,
Here's Coma.
nice.
It's his turn. Oh, looking for a backdash or tech.
Yeah, definitely looking to catch that. That's similar to what Cammy likes to do as well with the roundhouse. So, 50 Shades of Cammy coming through, but Coma playing on the Chun-Li, being comfortable playing the waiting game, playing in this range, but Cabba not heading north, holding down back like there's no tomorrow. Didn't even flinch. The fierce roundhouse right there. Ooh.
I mean, he's done a lot of blocking. He's obviously got the big life lead, but a lot of this has been him just kind of blocking up close, blocking when Chun is in mid-range, and going back to ranges where he controls and doing great work like this.
Yeah, that was definitely Coma. I feel like Coma didn't have an answer there because the neutral jump had to delay it with the air legs, and then just felt a little lost at that range. Knew that it was a checkmate situation.
Important grab to see after having seen all that block. So
Yeah.
look, Coma's making adaptations too.
Yeah, great check on the dash as well. Every dash has been checked so far by Cabba, and keeping Coma honest.
Cabba's out of there, back to a range where he can control, and if he's not, then he's not throwing fireballs, as you can see. Look at him blocking, looking for activation probably.
And there it is. There is the flash kick into critical art. It is going to be enough, and like you said, totally comfortable blocking, totally comfortable just waiting, reacting, and that reaction from Cabba, he's a professional. He knows exactly what he needs to do. If he gets a lead, and I feel like Coma wasn't able to really crack the code right there because it felt like every patient decision Cabba was making, like Coma was trying to move forward and just kept getting hit, kept getting dissuaded, kept getting pushed to the side, and Cabba showing why he's one of the best. That was control. That was just.
I would say, though, I think it seems similar to the first game that we saw from Coma in his first set, where he's kind of getting hit and ends up making adaptations. So we'll see if he can do that here, as he, in fact, has Cabba most of the way towards the corner. He's looking for the anti-airs. Coma's looking strong right now.
Yeah. It was the low-speed data download he needed to go through. Because right now, Coma feeling comfortable pushing in the corner, like you said. And now has the life lead. It's opposite of what we saw the first game. Wow, what a back throw.
Yeah, maintaining the corner. Cabba trying to walk out. Really? You're a hit confirming? That was sick.
Ooh. Again, the willingness to keep holding down back, and just Cabba slowly working his way back to midstream. The activation's going to be huge. V-reversal, get off me.
Yep,
and that's what we saw before, too, what was the deciding factor against Lilo.
Sure, that fast Chun V-reversal, very useful in those situations. Look at him moving in. Could have been Soup.
Ooh.
Look at I'm telling you, Coma.
Okay.
Coming back to life after, you were right, a very strong game won by Cabba, but Coma's still in it.
Yeah, that was definitely pristine movement right there. Understood the throw was coming out, and the great walk back, but Cabba with the confirms. Now, Coma back to the wall, getting straight back to this mid-screen, though. Feeling comfortable in this danger zone. Finally winning, getting the better of the pokes here. But Cabba striking right back. Not slowing down. EX bird kick, first one we've seen.
Cabba, though, waking up right back into it. Ooh. And now that activation could be coming. There it is. Cabba had been blocking, but Coma picked the right opportunity. Here he comes.
But that lack of hit confirm right there, that would have been huge, and this is big damage right here. Stun is definitely going to happen, but a kill might happen beforehand. That was interesting.
Yo, the bravery of it all as Coma just walks up, stutter step forward, taking the game over Cabba.
I mean, Cabba most likely was in a situation where, looking at the V-trigger, looking at that one bar on Chun, you're expecting even more pressure to come out. So the walk forward throw, genius.
I love it. I love it. No, I really think that there's obviously a lot of strength and adaptation there on Coma's side. Now it's 1-1. What does Cabba do? What's his change? Right now it's getting kicked in the face as Coma all of a sudden already has the corner.
Yeah, and Cabba still fighting back, not afraid of Coma's pressure. But Coma has really turned it on. The first game is just data, all right? You had me in the first half. V-ship does not get the confirm. The boom was just a little bit too far. And now Cabba with the life lead once again, but no punish on the throw.
Catching the dash. A little bit more activity, it seems to me, from Cabba. Yeah, look at him jumping. He hadn't jumped before. He's definitely playing a little bit differently. And now that activation could be coming. What's his call? Moving forward.
Ooh, double throw whiff, and yeah, the moving forward is still there. You've run out of space on the screen. The gray health is so massive.
No more V-reversal. It's Coma's chance. Oh, it's too far. No, we're punishing it there.
There it is. Nice anti-air right there. Coma was running out of options, was getting hit on every ground approach, tried to take it to the skies, but Cabba knew exactly what to do. And now set point for Cabba. Coma's got to figure out how to make Cabba a little bit more hesitant on these challenges on the ground and, you know, with these whip punishes.
Sure. Look at Cabba finding a bunch of right moments. Not throwing a single boom that isn't out of something else. He's really just holding a spot. He's looking for the jump. There it comes.
Right, EX bird kick, though. Maybe change up the tempo just a little bit. Cabba still feeling so comfortable with these pokes, though, and utilizing the V reversals.
Looking for maybe activation point. Not yet.
Ooh,
here it
big
is.
Slide. Yup, slide activate. Looking like Vega on the screen. Okay, continuing this pressure. Nice V reversal, and the V trigger was getting spent there, so half of the bar is gone. Okay, nice. Gray health is becoming a huge factor.
Absolutely. Cabba's hoping to find that crush. Yeah, out of there yet again.
Critical art is available on both sides, and there it is! Is it enough?
And will he pressure after if it's in a knot? And it's not. Will he go in? He does! Cabba's there for the tech!
This is so scary. Any mistake on either side. Coma trying to stay alive. Woo!
Oh, finds it! It's match point now for both!
That was point-blank fireball. The only difference here is Cabba has so much to work with. Coma can develop this meter during the game.
Oh, sure.
But wow, this is a way to make your name known. Coma decided to play with some of the best, trying to take some names too, and Cabba.
Underneath, look at how aware he still is, even in this situation. Very tense. He's in the last round versus one of the best players. And he is still playing well, pushing Cabba slowly.
Yeah, the screen control right here is definitely going in Coma's favor. Oh, big crush, and now that's it. EX Flash, first one we've seen from Cabba.
Yeah, and great timing too. After the roundhouse into back fierce, two things right back to back. Cabba needed to make some change. He did.
Yeah, very nice dash forward there from Coma, getting the screen control once again. EX Flash Kick is on depth if Coma gets a little too excited. Activation, but the V reversal comes out. Get off of me.
Plus frames, no more.
Oh, big challenge right there on the walk forward, but the whip throw is big.
Oh.
V shift out. Air legs.
Cabba caught.
But Cabba is okay, living in the corner. Very comfortable, holding down back on
Didn't get
dial.
the rest. Hold on here. Coma building super. It's not quite there, but that will be a threat, and Cabba knows it.
Oh, and the standing light kick finally comes in. Knew that Coma wanted to get one more interaction to finish out the game. Was going to build the meter if a hit came out, but Cabba, totally okay pressing the stand light kick, knew that it was going to be the deal breaker. And it's so hard to challenge at that point because it just comes out, catches your dash, and he's been anti-airing consistently.
Yeah.
Don't feel safe going to the sky. Cabba had the control till the very end.
I think he's thinking about that moment at the end of the previous game where Coma just walked forward and got the grab.
Yeah.
If you recall. And I think Cabba wanted to make sure that that wasn't going to happen in the situation. So with his experience, he moves on. But look, hats off to Coma 1801. I really liked what we saw from this player today.
Yeah, you know, maybe Chun-Li needs a little bit of buffs.
Oh,
you know,
boy.
Isaac might have been right there, but still incredibly close to bring Cabba to the edge, bring him to the brink, and make that incredibly close. That's no easy feat. So great stuff to Coma. Sadly, falling just short of top 8, but Cabba going to be representing in top 8, feeling comfortable.
All right, well, congratulations to Cabba, of course. As you can see, he will be playing against Red Rooster, AJ Martinez tomorrow.
Yeah, and for the rest of the day, we have 2 more matches. Crossover versus Bushan Master. Crossover has a couple of characters on deck, so we might see a Luke, we might be a Set, we might see an Akuma. We saw the Luke earlier, and it was really strong. And then you have Bushan Master as well, who has the Zeku, but was playing the new Cammy. The new Cammy was definitely putting in the work, had a 2-0 over Phoenix. So I'm liking this new Cammy.
Yeah, that's true. As he comes into playing this matchup, though, I'm not sure that I would expect Cammy. I guess we'll see. I don't know. Yeah. I know that these players have played quite a bit. They have, according to FGCombo.com, played 11+ sets. Now this is keeping track of majors, online tournaments, keeping track of locals as well. They do a great job of that.
Yeah.
And this actually says 50-50 between the two in terms of percentages. However, last CPT Central America East #1, that was a 2-1 victory for Bushan Master.
Okay, so Bushan Master has the most recent win, and, you know, this is the 2nd edition. This is the remix. We're going to see Maybe the Cammy was brought out for this reason. Maybe the new Cammy was brought out to deal with this matchup. So getting into it, it's going to be exciting to break down. Like we said, Crossover has a lot of different characters on deck.
Yeah.
And Bushan Master, Zeku or Cammy, it might be the comfort pick because they have played a lot against each other.
Right.
Or the Cammy coming out again. Maybe just stick to your guns, get the high-level practice, because that's where you grow the most on your character.
It's true.
Playing against other strong players that know the matchup because they push you to your limits. And if you get pushed to your limits, sometimes you learn more from your losses, and we're going to see if that learning has happened, because if you lost the first set, hey, this is set 2. Let's try it again.
Cammy is obviously a very strong character, but everybody in DR knows Cammy well. Hermes Venatori, one of the best.
Yep.
And in fact, it is going to be
the
Zeku. But it will be Luke on Crossover side. We mentioned he's got a couple of other characters. We saw the Luke earlier, and it didn't do the trick.
No. Yeah, definitely got sent down to losers in the Luke mirror.
Positivo taking that in the mirror, as you said.
Strong.
With V-Skill 2 was the choice that Crossover had last time. I didn't catch it here. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah, and you were bringing it up, too. We didn't really get to see a lot of the usage
We
from
never
it
saw
before.
it. Yeah,
the
it didn't
V-Skill
come in.
1 was just too good. Let's see the decision. V-Skills 2 is still there, so
I mean, look,
hopefully
I think that they're both legit. Don't get me wrong.
But it's just how do you utilize them in the matchups that I think is the important piece. For right now, Crossover getting the initial lead against Bushan Master. Needed Death V-Trigger still available. And revved up. Ooh.
That jump is so fast.
Yeah.
Luke's out there just pressing a medium kick, and that was still enough to get caught by jump medium.
Wow, definitely really strong from Bushan Master. Evening it up right there. Trade from Crossover, but Bushan Master felt a lot more comfortable, recovered faster. DP comes out for the anti-air. And this tackle, oh man. Crossover is just continuing to press forward. If this isn't rushed down, I don't know what is.
He's looking really strong. However, Bushan Master finds his opportunity. He's going to get more pressure himself. Oh, too far. No whiff punish.
Yeah, big opportunity missed. But
Oh,
now
no.
Luke, yes, that's
With all
huge.
these resources?
Yeah, he's dead. Wow, one punish on the slide will mean lights out. Luke sends him into the stratosphere. Bushan Master going to be fighting for his life now. Needs to get 2 in a row. And Crossover, that's great. I mean, you risked it all. Didn't have the V. I don't think he had the V trigger available. It was after the combo. I mean, you can't use it when you're dead. So.
I think you're right. Yeah.
I was like, slide activate? No, he probably was just this much short.
Well, I mean, he did have some regular roundhouse slides that looked good before that. I don't know. Maybe he was willing
believed
to bet
in
it. Right. Yeah, it could be. He's going to stick with Zeku here.
Stick to what you're comfortable with. It's not the new Cammy. So let's see exactly what Bushan Master is able to do. And continuing to apply this pressure. Not really shaken up by that first loss.
Now looking really good, actually.
Yeah. And now being patient with that spacing. Activation.
I don't think that was meaty enough, yeah.
Nope. EX Heat Plus, backdashes out, Crossover just wanted to reset, and now the Fireball game is coming out. Such a strong character at all ranges, air to air. Try to be cheeky. No,
Okay.
That was smart.
As he gets some V-trigger time back. Oh, no, too far away. This allows Crossover a chance. He's got the corner now.
He's got no
Oh,
HCP.
V-Skill 2. We talked about how we hadn't seen it. There it was.
Yeah, he dipped out real quick, and now he's just running away. Come on, come
He
into
wants
the
to be
trap.
outside of this slide activate. Look at this. He knows exactly what's up, and Bushan Master still bringing it out. EX slide. It's what cost him. The slide, anyway, is what cost him the last game. He's willing to do it. He's willing to do it.
Hey, a broken clock's right twice a day. And definitely the EX slide was so smart because he saw how much Crossover was running away, jumping away. It would have caught him on the ground when he landed in his landing recovery or backdashing. So it was a great option. Bushan
Slide
Master,
is
though.
still there. Still looking confident with it. Crossover, maybe hunting for an activation point. No, but it's not going to come as Bushan Master. Look at this. The timing was good for himself. He's working, getting close to it. Will it be within a grab? Yes.
Yeah, jump back, and now activation. This is where Luke can come online. Crossover.
Not enough on the whiff punish.
Ah.
There he is.
Yep.
Walking over with the confidence. Bushan Master looking good. And now, again, we know that both of these players have multiple characters. We saw dedication to the Zeku. I don't know that Crossover needs to make any switch.
I don't think he needs to because Crossover has been incredibly convincing. It was a lot of situations that were back-to-back-to-back that came into Zeku's favor, and Bushan Master didn't let the momentum stop. But I feel like that's how the first game went for Crossover. So just maybe find a middling point where you can slow down his pace. But right now, Bushan Master has won the opening gambit once again, and a great challenge on the overhead kick.
You know, we saw DP as an answer to that from Crossover in game 2. We didn't see it there.
Yeah. Maybe being a little bit more reserved. He did get a big punished for whiffing a DP, so maybe a little bit apprehensive about sending it again. But now,
he may be looking more at his feet. V-skill 2 again as he sways backwards. It is big time for pressure.
Yeah, slide activate comes out. Every Zeku player in the world knows how that feels.
Oh, wow, a block was there. Not punished well.
No punish on there. Oh, nice. EX into the corner. The sequence is incredibly terrifying. Goes for the air-to-air.
Huh.
Now slowly walking forward. What a block!
That really was nice.
And no.
Not there!
A little too far.
Instantly crouch blocking a little bit more as Crossover for fear.
Nice jump out for the throw. Just trying to run away once again.
Look at how much he's looking at his toes right there. He is blocking low. He does not want to get caught by a slide, by a run slide. And Bushan Master maybe looking for Fireball, I guess. But whatever his choice was not the right call. It's match point now for Crossover.
Yeah, it takes the bait. You never want to put yourself in that situation where you're guessing on your own life. And Bushan Master, you know, he took that bet. Odds were not in his favor, and Crossover will definitely see is the rewards. Nice punish on the tackle, and now Bushan Master going to get that corner position as well, which is exactly what you want to do. Continuing the pressure with young Zeku, and the cross-up! Oh, man.
Hey, because of the hit, he didn't get the grab, and now Bushan Master, oh, he's a threatening man.
Yeah, this is
big threat.
Definitely terrifying.
Big
yep, big threat, big stun, big death, set point, both sides. And Crossover just started crumbling at the end there. As soon as he got put in the corner, Zeku went to town. And Bushan Master trying to, you know, make Crossover question his loop choices, but still, this could go either way.
Dude, that jab
actually
gets me hype. Yeah, that was sick.
Nice anti-air. Pushing back to the corner as well. Feeling comfortable in this danger zone, but the slide comes out once again. So confident. Nothing to cancel it, just believes in the slide.
The success rate's been great. Crossover, a little bit of damage. Backs off here again. He's looking for this. Not punished well.
Uh-oh, chase down on the V-shift.
Master punishes the V-shift well himself, and now he's here.
Oh, and punishes the V-reversal as well. Knew that Crossover was sweating, and now no V-trigger will be available on the side of Luke. Has all the meter in the world, but the anti-air into the grab. It's not going to kill just yet. He's still in this. V-shift out.
Oh, he can do it. Certainly, he's got that super... Bushan Master, oh, he walks up and finds it. Yeah. 2-1 Bushan Master over Crossover, and quite a barn burner of a match right there.
Yeah, that jab at the end, I believe he got hit walking backwards, which is why the low was so important. Throw, he definitely was trying to walk away from the throw, go for a whip punish. Yeah. But Bushan Master was aware. He's a master, all right?
I mean, he knew.
You're new to Street Fighter. I'm a master. That's exactly what happened. Sorry, Luke. It's not your time to shine. You will not be moving on to the top 8 loser side. Yeah. We have one in the winner side, but not the loser side.
You know, Crossover, again, I really liked, as we're taking a look back here, I really liked his fact about himself. He said, I never would imagine I'd be playing video games at the age of 32 and still feel strong. I hope I can play fighting games until I can no longer move my fingers. Again, I think that that's something that many of us agree with. I certainly do myself.
Yeah.
And at the age of 32, I mean, look, a lot of players who are among the best in the world are not only in their 30s, but these days actually in the decade after that. There are some 40-year-olds plus who are still among the best on Earth. We got a lot of time left for ourselves to keep playing fighting games, keep playing Street Fighter, and Crossover didn't work out for him today, but I am sure that he'll be there right up near the top yet again in the future.
Yeah, and you know, seeing who else is moving to the top is going to be Mono versus Strange Hill. That's going to be our last deciding match for the day. Bushan Master's name is going to get moved over pretty soon. And we got one more match to decide how the rest of our top 8 shakes up. You know, again, shout outs to Crossover. Just happy to be able to continue to play the game, and that's my goal. Like, I want to be able to play for another 10 years, 20 years.
10 years?
Yeah.
Man, 10 years and you're not even where I am at. Yeah. 10 years. No, yeah, I mean, honestly, see me in 40 years at the old folks' home. We're going to get some good sets.
Meet me in Third Strike.
Meet me in Third Strike in 2050. That's right.
That's definitely...
I'm not joking about that. I am looking forward to that.
Fourth Strike is going to be...
yeah, right. Yeah. No, seriously, though, I hope that we all keep playing as long as we want to. All right, so as you said, next one up will be Strange Hill versus Mono. As I mentioned, these two have certainly played against each other in the Red Rooster League that was being run in Puerto Rico. They were both in that.
Yeah.
And I watched a bunch of it. It was really, really well done. Shout outs to the PR scene. Mono took most of the times that they have played, right?
Yeah.
So he has a win rate of 60% versus Strange Hill, including the last Red Rooster Fight Night. But I did also see Strange Hill beat Mono.
Yeah.
I saw that happen, and I saw that happen in a couple of other things too. So this is not like it's not doable for him.
Yeah.
But as you said, you called Mono one of the favorites for this, and I think that you're right about that. So
Yeah.
it's going to be an uphill battle for sure for Strange Hill.
Yeah, and with Mono, I mean, he is a little bit under the weather. It's not an OS. He said
Sure.
it before the tournament
He did.
started. This would be Strange Hill's time to maybe, carve out a little bit of that 60-40 more in his favor.
Yeah.
But again, Mono, one of the favorites to continue to move on through the bracket. Strange Hill, we saw Strange Hill dismantle his opponent in the last match. So seeing that Ryu excellence, that's what I'm looking for again. I just want a solid match either way, because everything we've been seeing, like, Cabba being challenged, pushed to the brink by Coma, and then, crossover in the last match, sadly falling, but a great match regardless. Like, that's what we're going to be seeing here. Mono versus Strange Hill 8, the last match of the day that we have to decide and shape up the rest of our top 8. Fong versus Ryu. Is the Shadowlu going to fall, or is the poison going to keep on getting spread for tomorrow? We're going to find out shortly. Tatsu should get big punish.
Oh, yeah. Trying to jump over, looking for Fireball. It wasn't there. Strange Hill, great on anti-air. So important if you're Ryu, you gotta have the anti-air with this character.
Yeah,
and he does.
It's definitely a barrier to entry. If you don't anti-air, you're not playing the right character. Great punish on the
Empty
dash
jump.
forward.
Yeah, that was really, really nice. So walking forward a little bit with Strange Hill there, I saw it wasn't working out, and he didn't overextend. Knockdown for himself. Now love it. He walked right through that poison. Who cares? Look at, I keep telling you, that is such a main thing about Strange Hill's playstyle, and I think it's so important if you're going to be Ryu. Walk forward, perfect time, stand medium punch.
Yep.
Gotta have it, and he does.
Yeah, you have to be convincing. Like, one of the scariest options he has is that walk forward, and the willingness to press buttons and just commit to what you know is going to work. Commit to challenging your opponent, because it's not like terribly threatening. It's not terribly like dangerous to do so. But you have to have confidence in playing this character.
Yeah.
And that's what we're seeing from Strange Hill. But now Mono clapping right back, double throw. Just take the throw. And get off me.
Yep, it's going to be pressure again. Mono again, right back to it.
And this is so hard. Now the trap is set.
EX
You can't
Cloud.
jump. Yep, that's why.
Does he go to the behind? No, it doesn't.
Again
the grab.
Yep,
Some people think this character's a zoner.
Yeah, definitely. Same thing with Dawson. That's a rushdown character.
Oh, this is a punish.
Very big. And then the throws. I got the loop pressure of my own. Trying to chase away the floaty jump. EX trap has been set. And the poison. Double parry. Ooh, scary. There was just so much going on there. V-trigger could have been extended as well. And the throw comes in at the perfect time. That's kind of the mental stack that we saw before as well. When Coma was playing, Chun-Li got the throw because of the V-trigger being present. So good stuff from Mono. What an anti-air. And now the back throw again. Poison is ticking. Strange Hill is not in a great position. V-shift back, and now it's my turn again.
Interesting idea. Didn't quite work out as he, I think, wanted. Here it is. Yeah. Tough to know when he's going to do that. Tough to know where you got to block at exactly the right time. He's in trouble. He's in big trouble now.
Yeah, this is definitely looking rough. And now I love that from Mono. Any other player, I think, would have stayed in and tried to go for the stun. Mono creates the space and now puts Strange Hill in a position where he has to overextend, but still looking good, getting that corner position. And the challenge on the jab's not going to kill, but now Strange Hill has no mistakes to make it. Too much.
Just whittling away at the end there.
Yeah.
I mean, look, some of the best closers in the game, honestly. Fang stand light kick, crouching light kick. Super good at the very, very end of rounds. Yeah. So it's game number 1 to Mono. Great pressure. He moved in well. There were a couple of nice pressure series from Strange Hill, certainly, but just not enough.
I think the difference maker for Mono, too, was the punishes on the V-shift. He got a huge counter hit, huge crush counter when Strange Hill was trying to escape, so no more V-meter to use to escape again, and you just got massively punished. That makes Mono feel really good, and now Mono controlling in the corner. The shimmies are just so potent. Stun is a factor, maybe going for it. Cross cut, good stuff, and the throw tech.
Yeah, the awareness is still there. Strange Hill trying to challenge in something. Wow, overextension, and it worked! Strange Tail in huge trouble. No! What a call! The forbidden juggle by Mono he is now 1 round away from making top 8.
This is Mono activated right now, okay? He's like, I need to play tomorrow when I feel better. If you can't handle me sick, imagine me at full health. And now, Strange Tail trying to fight back. Great stand-line kick into the EX. And again, the walk forward into the medium punch. You said it's the most important part of this game.
Oh, God. Terrifying.
The reversal, yep. Try to keep off. Again, the anti-airs are so clean from Mono, and you're stuck in the corner again. The EX catches throw tech once again. Doesn't want to take it, but now you're still at ground zero. You cannot get out of this corner right now, Strange Tail.
Finally knocked down.
Yeah.
Had to give up all his V-meter for it? That's fine. Get out of there. Trying to deny the V-meter, and there it was.
Oh,
As a result, right after, here's Mono partying. V-trigger 2.
Nice dash back on the throw, but you're still so stuck. It's so hard. Tried to challenge, but it's not going to be enough.
Overhead lower.
No,
Oh,
you block all that, but it doesn't matter.
Yikes, right at the very end with the block, and then not what he needed after that. The V reversal, unfortunately, is what came out instead for Strange Tail, and that is going to allow Mono to move on again into loser's side top 8.
Yeah, that block sequence was still incredibly impressive.
Yeah.
He blocked cross-up into instant overhead while the poison was still there, and then just died right after he got counter hit.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
like you can only do so much, right? You can only be right so many times in a row, and still very good stuff from Mono. Clear as to why he is one of the favorites for the tournament. Just when he gets in, oh man, I'm sorry for whoever's playing against him. It's great to watch.
Yes.
Not great to play against.
Yeah, and he's honestly been a big part of the fan community coming up with some of the tech that they have. He's a big tech monster, has been ever since he started playing fighting games a million years ago.
Yep.
And you can see that side of his game's absolutely still there. All right, well, look, all the positions are set. Let's go back to the bracket and remind you of what we have just seen. There's a quick look for you in terms of what happened and who's going to be in the top 8 in a little bit. Hey, I mean, pretty good matches. We'll talk more about them very shortly. I just want to say that, you know, Jonathan out there. I heard that Jonathan, sorry, I'm talking to you. Jonathan, I heard that he has not been entering compete.playstation.com events. That's what I was told. Can you believe it? Here we are every single time talking about how you should be entering. Look, I mean, I'm saying it. Do you not trust me? Jonathan? Compete.playstation.com is where you can learn about PlayStation tournaments and find more Street Fighter V action. I mean, come on. I'm honestly, I'm a little offended, Jonathan. And I hope that you'll do what you need to do and head over to compete.playstation.com.
You know, and I'm offended that these that we've had such a great game available in Street Fighter Duel in so many different regions so far. If you haven't downloaded it already and it's available to you, what are you doing?
Imagine
that.
Imagine
that. Look at these. Look how cool these characters are right now. Look at the art. It's beautiful. I saw the character select scene. If you stay for the break, you get to see exactly how it breaks down and what the gameplay looks like. Amazing game. If it's available to you, make sure you get it downloaded now. All right? Don't be like Jonathan.
Come on.
Don't be like Jonathan. Get in on the action. And, you know, we've got even more action for tomorrow, but we're going to do a recap pretty soon for y'all. So stay tuned because we're going to break down exactly what this top 8 is going to look like for tomorrow, and you're not going to want to miss it. So stay tuned.
Time to fly, time to fly. Never give up, we won't retreat. The ones who stand have turned to feast. So fly, time to fly. Glory waits for those who fight. We unite, we are Street Fighters.
Welcome to the centre of the world. Great Britain's mighty capital, London.
This country is incredible. I will become a lawyer. I have to.
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder.
Who are you?
Herlock Sholmes. You must have heard of me.
We must solve this case, Naruhodo-san.
Let us engage in the art of deduction, Mr. Naruhodo. Well, what have we here? It would seem the truth is now tantalizingly close.
The defense demands its right to a cross-examination. Objection! Your testimony completely contradicts the facts.
Objection! My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage!
You're the best lawyer in the world.
We had quite a top 16 here at CPT for Central America East, aka the Caribbean #2, as we knew that we would. So many strong players at this event. Let's talk a little bit about what we saw, and then let's talk about what we're going to see. Let's head to the top 16 bracket. So, look, I mean, just starting off at the top here, that first match, Mono versus Louis, man, certainly two of the best players here, two of the best players anywhere. What a match. I thought that one was, for my money, one of my favorites of this day.
Neck and neck. That entire match, you know, two expected favorites to win the tournament, and they have to play at the winners quarterfinals. Like, that's a grand finals match that you see right there. And Luyaman able to close it out in a 2-1 fashion over Mono with the Dulcim. So incredibly strong. And then on the other side of the winners bracket, V Positivo just dismantled Crossover in the Luke mirror, and Crossover sadly not able to make it to the top 8. But V Positivo versus Louis Man, that's gonna be so exciting because both of the characters excel at long range and excel in that close danger zone in neutral. So exciting to see. And then on the other side, you have Cabba in losers right here versus Jimmy DR. And Cabba did fall in that side for the winner side, and Jimmy DR moved forward, and then Hyzek versus Brian D. So as you can see there, Tigers is going to have a team elimination there. So incredibly rough to see, but that is how the cookie crumbles happen sometimes. And now we're going to go look at the loser side of the bracket for this top 8 as well. And, it was a lot of different stories. We had a Red Rooster elimination early on, AJ Martinez taking down Ajax Fidelity, and then Coma 2-1ing over Lilo. Coma feeling a little bit shaky in that first match, but then really turning it on, getting rid of the nerves.
Yeah, I mean, interested in looking through this, I think the things that stick out in my mind the most are probably Coma as somebody who in both of those 2-1 winning and then 2-1 losing. In both cases, as you said, starting off shakily and then having great adaptation, settling down the nerves, whatever was going on, you could tell that he really woke up.
Yeah.
And, as we were saying earlier, for somebody who is in the situation for the first time, kind of said he was just happy to be here.
Yeah.
Very, very encouraging performance, ultimately in getting 13th, just outside, or 9th, I should say, just outside of this top 8. And then I would say the other one that really sticks out in my mind is Bushan Master versus Crossover.
Oh, yeah.
Both these players have had a lot of success in the past, so I don't know that this is an upset either way, but it was, it was a close one. I really liked the stick-to-itiveness of Bushan Master and his slides and his run slides. Like, he just was so sure about that stuff, and he was right oftentimes.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to commit in your game plan. If your opponent doesn't give you a reason to adjust, why would you adjust? And that was something that was so great. And as you can see, the top 8 bracket is shaken up. You have Red Rooster, AJ Martinez, Bandits, Cabba. So Cabba was able to make it out against Coma, even though Coma was able to get rid of the nerves, not able to overcome Cabba. And then Bushan Master, maybe the slides will slide his way into that first place position, playing against Red Rooster Mono. So Mono was able to clutch it out against Strange Hell 8. And Strange Hell it's not like Strange Hell played poorly, but Mono just had a grasp on the tempo and pressure and just dismantled Strange Hale. So an exciting top 8 that we're going to have tomorrow. The story was fantastic. Shout out to Nestle, the one representative from St. Martin.
Yes, I thought that was so cool. This is typically a DR versus PR tournament, but very, very cool to see St. Martin show up as well. Hats off to that. So it is a Dominican Republic winner's side in this top 8. And then as you can see down at the bottom, we have 2 Puerto Rican players. Who jumps out to you on winners as being somebody likely to move all the way through?
Honestly, the way that I saw Jimmy DR play and how he had that magic spacing where he felt comfortable on Boxer the entire time, it was just, that's the type of playstyle that I think gives consistency, that wins tournaments, doesn't just wins rounds. That, for me, I think Jimmy DR goes the whole way.
Okay, I think I could see that too. I like where Louis Man's at right now, especially if Brian's the one who takes it over Jimmy, but I guess we'll see. And then on loser's side, Mono, Bushan Master, Cabba, AJ Martinez. Cabba and Mono certainly have had the most success amongst those 4, but again, Bushan Master's had success in the past. And AJ, as we talked about, this man's been playing Street Fighter V since Season 4?
Yeah.
And you're already here?
You're already here?
You're already doing this?
2 years not fast enough. Well, 2 years, if you get first place at your CPT, that's a pretty good goal. That's a pretty good goal right there.
I think that's super cool. So, look, we got some storylines. We have players who know each other very well all over the place, but we have the interesting, of course, as always in the Caribbean, Dominican and Puerto Rican angle. We have a bunch of different characters. Are there any repeats here? Maybe not, actually. There are a couple of guiles. Other than that, everything is different.
Yeah.
We'll see. That'll be tomorrow.
Yeah. Going to be very exciting going into the action tomorrow. It's going to be the same place, same time, same guys. We've had a fantastic time. And, if you want to see who wins and gets to that season finale online, you need to make sure you stay tuned. So thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.